Hello there, I'm Sconchulus, and this is the latest Streamulus. We are playing the game I cannot stop playing. We are playing Pokemon. I love competitive Pokemon now. It's been extremely fun. There's so many approaches to team building. I am definitely still at an early stage in my competitive Pokemon career. I'm probably going to play this game for like a long time, but I'm excited to learn more as I go. So far, I have been, like, spamming Mega Gengar. Like, I went right to the cheese straps. We have 2 decks that we can play tonight. I'll try not to call them decks, but to me, they are decks. I, like, always call things decks and cards that are not in a card game. My goal is to get back to 1600. I've been playing bullshit. I've been playing a lot of this round deck. Round is a move that makes the other Pokemon that uses round go right after it, and it does double damage, and it's a normal move, so you can use it with Pokemon that have Pixelate to do a ton of damage. That's a really fun strategy. We might try that later. It's really bad, though. It's very one-note. It's not as well-rounded as Perish Trap, the beloved strategy for cheesers, for people. I feel like this strategy has, in a way, kept me from gaining skills that I could be gaining. Because I'm not fully, but at the same time, it's good for risk assessment and stuff. So what Perish Trap is, what Perish Song is a move learned by a couple of Pokemon, that makes it so every Pokemon on the field will die in 3 turns. To enable that, you want a Pokemon, but they can switch out to end it. So you need a Pokemon like Gengar that has the ability Shadow Tag in its Mega Form. And what Shadow Tag does is it stops your opponent from switching out, which means Perish Song is a guaranteed kill on its own. All you have to do is survive. But killing a ghost type is really easy, especially a fragile ghost type like Gengar. So you have to have Protect, and you also have to have, on your other Pokemon, switching moves. What this lets you do is this lets you phase Gengar out of the battle. It lets you switch him out and in on the same turn. So you can keep him off of the field by using a slow parting shot from Incineroar, and then he will come back onto the field and... What? Pokemon! It's a classic. It's very good. I like getting good at a new game, and I like Pokemon. It's a world of fun. You should get this game and fight me. I'm good at it now. Or I'm, like, at a beginner good level. For a beginner, I'm good, I think. I got to Master Rank, which is like the Teppen equivalent of Champion Rank. So we're trying to get back to like a good elo, because I've been playing bullshit. Some ROM hacks. Oh my gosh, ROM hack. Playing actual Pokemon is a good idea too. I think that's probably a good idea for the channel. You are always trash. You just never put in the effort. You just gotta try. I was bad when I started, and then I kept playing, and now I'm good-ish. But I'm also playing OP Mons. Specifically, like, the most OP Mon we have is this Basculegion. Okay, so the strategy is Perish Song. After 3 turns of using Perish Song, your opponent loses. So to get there, you use Protect on every single Pokemon, except for this guy, because he has Choice Scarf. And you use switching moves. If you switch out Gengar and use a switching move on the same turn, you can keep Gengar off the field while still switching him back in at the end of your turn. So we have that on 2 of our Pokemon. These are our switchers. There are other Pokemon that have Fake Out and a switching move. Like, I've tried so many different variations. I even tried Mr. Rhyme as, like, the worst Pokemon that you can play in this deck. But he can one-shot a Garchomp, possibly, not really in practice. So the most important Pokemon is Incineroar because it lets you Fake Out to take the pressure off of Gengar. And it also lets you Parting Shot, which will switch Gengar in on the same turn. We also have Sneasler because this is important to beat King Gambit, like the most important Pokemon that just bodies our Gengar. A lot of other things we are... This also lets you beat fast Tailwind users like the Bird, Talonflame, and it lets you beat Whimsicott, because they have priority, you also have priority, so you trade out and you kick their ass, and then you one-shot it with... So the idea is to do Perish Trap, but realistically, Only about half of the time do you actually get to use Perish Song. Most of the time you have to run aggro because Gengar is fast as fuck, boy, and we have tools to kill people. You almost always bring Basculegion because you need a way to clean up the game after your first Perish Song goes off. Getting 2 off is super slow. We have the ability to go for a really slow build with all 3 of these guys, or we have this one, Alolan Ninetales, is really good to counter Garchomp. That is probably the Pokemon that gives us the most trouble because it's super effective against Gengar and even Incineroar, but Incineroar usually lives through an Earthquake. These are the 3 really OP Pokemon on our team. The other 3 are just like regular OP. So if our team is too good, we'll play a bad team later maybe. I haven't named all the Pokemon on my other team, though. What's my favorite Pokemon? My favorite Pokemon? I thought people knew this. My favorite Pokemon is Oddish. He's a little odd, but only ish. Okay, so they have King Gambit, so we have to take this. It's our only way to beat King Gambit. Since they have... I kind of feel like we might run this. But at the same time... If they start with Charizard, then we would want to start with our fish to do a flip turn and summon Weather before they can attack. That might be good. And then we have double Ghost type. It doesn't look like they have Fake Out, but it does look like... Okay, so it looks like they have Tailwind. We should definitely start with this. I kind of want to bring this. We'll go with what I said the first time. This looks like a tough matchup with the Mega Floret and the Charizard. This is like the best team in the game, practically. I think this is the team that won that big tournament. I've been paying attention to this game. I want to get good at it, so I'm paying attention to competitive things. I do usually name my Pokemon after Zelda characters, but I didn't do it this time. I felt like that's too obvious, so I named them after mostly Street Fighter characters. Like Kage. Hell yeah, Kage. This looks pretty scary. Let's protect first turn, and then... Does that make sense? Because they can one-shot Fulgore, our Sneasler with their Aerodactyl, if they have dual Wing Beat. So this is already a tough position. But the Sneasler is named Fulgore after classic underrated anime Zatchbell. In Zatchbell, there's this one character who's extremely Italian. They're always talking about their pasta, and they're like, well, maybe not pasta, but he comes out and he's all womanizing Italian style. Okay, they went for that. That's the play that made the most sense. I needed to bring another Fake Out Pokemon. I needed to bring Incineroar so I could switch out and Fake Out their Aerodactyl. I think that's the one play that would have, like, really done business. I don't think I can beat this King Gambit. I really don't think I can beat this King Gambit. I think we're going to lose our first match. Yeah, that doesn't kill. Okay, wait. Tailwind on King Gambit. No priority move, no Sucker Punch. They have Choppleberry, though. See, I know what's happening. I'm, like, actually prepared for the... I've been playing this so much. I'm so addicted to this game. It's so much fun. Like, there's so much to think about. Like, I am. I'm thinking about so many things. Oh, my God. Horrible play. Oh, yeah. Let's see if we can... We've still got this. I guess this is okay. But we're really much slower than them right now. I think we're still faster than King Gambit with both Pokemon. So it probably makes sense to do this. Hope that it kills King Gambit. And then protect on our Fulgore. But Fulgore is so Italian. He comes out and he's like, he's got like a song. He comes out and he's like, hello, I am a Fulgore. And he like starts singing at them. And they're just like, well, like the main character's baffled, but Zatchbell loves it. Zatchbell starts like dancing along like without any control over their own bodily functions. It just infects them. It's a beautiful sight. Please no flinch. No, we lose. We lost to the 30% chance. You gotta be kidding me. I guess I'll just try and get Aurora Veil up. And go for close combat again, I guess. Damn it, I knew they had that. I guess I could have switched out my Sneasler, but I didn't have a good switch in with... I bring Vasculegion too often when it's not correct to. I was supposed to bring... I guess Incineroar wasn't good here either. I almost want to switch my low tick out for another fake out Mon. That would make a big deal. That would make a big difference. And we don't get the... It didn't attack? Oh, it flinched! It flinched again! That's so bad. They just have to Sucker Punch on our fish and we lose. That's definitely what they did. They'd be crazy to miss that. Yeah, it's too obvious. Way too easy. Okay, we go next. I needed to not bring the fish. I guess the Milotic could have been good, but I almost want to consider... Well, I want like a big tanky Pokemon. I used Corviknight for a while. They were really good. But the one other fake out, I guess we can try it out. We can put Blastoise back on the team, but he's so bad at doing anything other than just tanking. He's so proactive. What is your favorite Pokemon? What? If you're still here, what is your favorite Pokemon? I'm curious. Is it, a Gecko of some kind, perhaps? A Lizard? Okay, I feel a lot better about this matchup. It's Rain Team. I think we can just bring Incineroar first here. On the other hand, we could bring this first and flip turn into Ice if they actually go for... But I think the best play is to stop them from setting Tailwind, which they're probably going to try to do. And then... This is good against Meganium. We'll just go for full Perish Song style stall. We'll try to activate Perish Song. Unless they lead with Vasculegion, then we have to Shadow Ball first. But leading with Vasculegion is real bad. People shouldn't do that. People should know better. Pelipper and Starmie, okay. Psychic on Gengar probably kills it. But if I just use Poison back, I think that kills Starmie, so... This is really risky. I'm gonna use Fake Out on Pelipper, even though I should probably use it on their Starmie. Because I'm trying to stop them from setting up Trick Room, from setting up Tailwind. If we can still one-shot them, then we probably win the match. Why do you hate this cat? Everybody hates this cat. Oh my gosh. Just look at it. How can you not? Okay, let's hope this kills. Oh my god, it lived it too. I was supposed to Fake Out on it. Okay, whatever. We can still win through talent. Skill and talent alone will have to carry me. I'm such a dumb ass. I do hate the starfish. It do be taunting me with the thighs. Like, it's like, you can't have these. These delectable thighs. I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I played so badly. Okay, we'll just parting shot away and try to do better next time. It's still 1-1, I guess. But not really, because I'm so dumb. Oh, that thing's really slow. But now they're going to tailwind and probably win the game. I hate it because it's the best Pokemon on the team and I have to use it on my team. Zara, this one is named because of my friend who is named Zara, and this is her favorite Pokemon. So shouts out to my friends, the rare friends that I have. What's up, Zio? Hello, chatters. Hello, Poke Legends or something. I don't know what I mean by that. Let's hope this does really good damage. This is like our one hope to... Our Chaladon is so terrifying. Okay, let's actually protect on our Chaladon. They're totally going to try an Electro Shot into Milotic. Oh my gosh, it's faster than me. I know its speed is double, but I didn't think that thing had much speed. Okay. Predicted. I don't think this kills. Oh my god, it killed! We're in this! We're still in. With my OP meta Pokemons. Okay, that's so good. Now our speed doubles, because we have Focus Sash, and our Pokemon has Unburden, so when it loses an item, its speed is doubled. And that effect stays even if we switch out, so we are looking really good now. The Gengar fumble at the start wasn't as bad as I thought. Beating this Basculegion is going to be really hard. I could hit it with... That could work. Let's try and switch out. This is risky as hell. And then I should consider playing Coil Hypnosis, the Coil Hypnosis set on my Milotic, to control the speed. Alright, Aqua Jet? That's pretty bad. The basic rules for TT Teppen, it has an abbreviation. Impressive. No! That's like, what, 50%? It feels like it's like 25. I don't know. The chances of that are low, and we just got screwed because of that. Okay, I forgot we can't fake out Basculegion. Let's go for this. We'll try and flip turn into Sneasler. Oh, it doesn't have Choice Scarf. I'm an idiot. I thought it had Choice Scarf. I was so sure it would have Choice Scarf. Dang it, we lost. If you're saying that you want to hop on mic on stream, we can do that in like, I don't know, like 90 minutes. It can be like the last part of stream. I definitely want to play Pokemon for at least an hour before we switch gears. Yo, this is my classic Teppen energy. I gotta get my 2 losses out. And then I almost want to do the classic Teppen thing and switch decks after an hour like we used to do. Okay, let's see. Come on, I don't... Okay, so they have Serena, which stops priority moves. I feel like they're probably going to lead with that. Which makes me think I should... They're probably going to lead Serena Aerodactyl to set up Tailwind. Let's try something unusual. Ooh, it has like a document? Oh man. Okay, that sounds pretty cool. We might just try to go for like a setup turn here to start. We might just go protect Aurora Veil. I think that could be OP as hell. Because I don't think... They're probably gonna... I guess it depends what they do. Milotic and Kommo-o. Oh, Kommo-o is also a setup Pokemon. So we'll definitely just click Blizzard. Oh, Moonblast is extremely effective? I wouldn't have realized that. I'm glad it tells me these things. I feel like it still might be a good idea to protect. I don't know how fast Kommo-o is. But if it has Focus Sash, I basically want to make sure I kill it. Risky, risky. A very colorful document. Have you, like, translated cards already? Like, you have cards that are, like, made into off... Oh, they withdrew it. Okay, that figures. Oh, I was supposed to... I didn't think they would switch into a ghost type. I was supposed to use my ghost stab, not my poison stab. Which does 10 more damage. But it would have been super effective if I did the normal one. Minor L alert. Might still do it. It's not very effective. I think this still has a lot of... Wait, no. Fire resists poison fairy. That's the weirdest one to me. That's the one that I'm, like, still struggling to learn, even though it's happened a bunch of times. I still think it's weird and doesn't make any sense. You're back! We're maybe gonna stop losing soon, I think is the idea. Okay. So they used Coral. They're gonna try to Hypnosis on our... You play this game? I would love to play some Pokemans. I've been losing, as is tradition in a competitive game. I gotta get my loses out. Maybe I should put Sinistcha on the team and let my Pokemon drink matcha. But then I would need to drop something, and I don't know what the hell I would drop. Oh. Okay. Just they trouble the bass, the rock, the beat, the trouble. I like my coffee black, just like my metal. That song sucks. That song's by a horrible person. But it takes me back to my teenage years of listening to crappy scene music and such. My Starbucks recommendation, drink the chai. The chai is like the only thing I like there. Okay, they're just gonna spam Muddy Water, it seems like. I should probably protect. Maybe switch. I didn't pick any good switches. I'm almost feeling like I should... Like, Blastoise is more fun than Milotic. We should probably swap Milotic for Blastoise. Just for the cool, classic nostalgia factor. What should you order to annoy them? People think that happens. I never get annoyed when I see a long drink, honestly. I'm like, let's attempt this rocket science. The only thing that makes me, like, legitimately cringe is if you order 2 different types of milk in your drink. That I'm like, you don't even know what you're trying to do. You are out of your... You have lost yourself. That's the only one where I, like, want to take away the rights of the Starbucks customers. If you're making me open 2 milks, you have gone too far. I guess I could switch into fish. But that really... I'll save it. We'll just play aggressive. When people are like, I want to add milk to my milk, I do think they are stupid. Shaved hard salami? That does sound effed up. I want my salami hard as possible, dude. Make that sausage erect for me. Isn't salami, like, always pretty, like, penile? Like, it... If there are no hard salami, that's fine. It's already dick-like. It doesn't get any more dick-like. You haven't offended me. Unless it's offensive for a reason other than being penis-like. It's, like, difficult to make, not just... You know what you could do to annoy me? You could ask me to call out, like, 6'7" or something. I would probably say, no. Anything but 6'7". Okay, like 100%. Salami is goated. I could like chow down on a salami if I needed to. Dang it! I messed up. I played myself. It was so obvious. Why would they switch the learning moment? Obviously they switched it out earlier. They're smart enough to know I can Oko it. Okay, if... Oh, she lived! That's amazing for us. That seems so broken. But they broke our sash. Snow is over. I think we still have Aurora Veil, but the snow is what was really lowering the damage we were taking. I gotta hope... I don't think that Pokemon is that fast, so I just gotta hope it's really not that fast. You don't know how I feel about the graphics? The graphics have been getting a lot of flack in this game. A classic battle against Jimmy Blevins? That'll be a classic. That'll be nostalgic already. It's only been like a month since Teppen, and I already long for the battles against Jimmy Blevins. Teppen very well might be off the Play Store right now. I think it went down like a couple hours. I think it was taken down 30 minutes ago. Ooh, nice try. You're only healing yourself. You basically wasted half a move. Okay, that Pokemon's strong as hell. That's gonna be really hard to kill. At least it's slow and not doing very much. Oh, that's their only Pokemon left. We did it! We actually beat somebody, I think. If I somehow lose this, then I have embarrassed myself greatly. Probably makes sense to use Dire Claw and go for a status. Yes! Alright, that was smart. That never happens. I love luck. I love Pokemon. Pokemon battles are really fun. They're, like, so engaging to the end with all those RNGs. It's so weird, too, like, being used to, like, playing into RNG with, like, deck building and stuff. Pokemon, you always have access to your game plan, so it's just very different. My Teppen review is it's a fun, easy game. Hell yes, it was so easy to express yourself and kick butt in that game. So many strategies were viable. It was so expressive and easy to deck build. Pokemon is a lot harder in comparison. A lot less is viable in Pokemon. Like you're locked into so many top tiers to beat the other top tiers. Like, I only have Sneasler on my team to beat King Gambit and Garchomp and stuff. It only kind of beats Garchomp. That's a lot faster than Garchomp, so it usually kills it somehow. We gotta win! We're playing Pokemon! Oh, let me think. I remember my Teppen review was something like, as a new player, I love how I was like, coming from Yu-Gi-Oh, this game is a breath of fresh air. I was like, okay, wait, let me look at what they got here real quick. They're definitely going to lead for Rigorath. What'd that Blastoise do? Mega Blastoise? I kind of want to lead this again. It was so good last time. Wait, but they could just use... Their Tyranitar would beat that. Okay, let's see. It's kind of a tough call. Seems like Milotic seems necessary. We should duel in Yu-Gi-Oh! I would lose in that. I haven't played in a long time. Okay, we'll do that to try and beat their Sandstorm, and then we need this to beat King Gambit. You couldn't play without crashing. That only got worse as the game went on. That was the worst part of EOS, was them freaking dialing up the crashometer. Making the game unstable was stupid as hell. You can only use 3-star monsters. I will play, Speedroid. Whenever I play Pokemon, I always do, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! I always do a ton of research. Stardust is crazy spam. Like, the ultimate in spam. Let's double into this just to make sure it's not, you know, sashed. Did they switch into a normal Pokemon? No, that's kind of okay. I would love to kick this thing's ass before it can get up Trick Room. This seems alright for us. I'm pretty sure I kill it in one. Mega Blastoise. I've barely even seen this one. It's probably gonna Water Spout us and kill like 2 Pokemon. Water Spout is like a 150 base power move based on how much health you had, so I was probably supposed to attack Blastoise. We'll switch in this because it'll live no matter what. Thanks to Focus Sash. Stardust is cool as hell. I like Synchro Spam. Oh, shit balls. Okay, so I was supposed to... So, Shadow Ball doesn't work on it? Oh my gosh. Because it's normal Psychic, I guess? Wow. I failed. They baited me like crazy style. Let's hope that this kills Blastoise. It'll be pretty bad if it doesn't. We're faster than Blastoise. I don't know what they could do. They could withdraw Blastoise. That would be really crazy. They'd be good as hell if they did that. Oh my god, they're about to switch Blastoise into Sinistra. I just realized it. I was supposed to go close combat into Farigiraf. I wonder if they realize it too. They're totally going to do that. I was supposed to Shadow Ball into... Okay, they didn't do it. Oh, he's so tanky. Does this kill? No, I didn't think it would. Can't beat my Gallus the Star Chud. That character is OP. That was like used to be used for an FTK, I'm pretty sure. Yay, it did so little damage. Okay, now we gotta actually hope the second Pokemon goes for Trick Room or something stupid. Trick Room? That is pretty bad, actually, now that I think about it. I don't know why I was trying to convince myself that'd be good. Yes! Okay. I think it's... They've only lost one, we've lost one. Okay, I guess we go for this is the only thing that makes sense. Wasn't there like the Gallus Star Beast FTK where it like costs something to activate it so you can like spam doing damage or something? I know a lot about old Yu-Gi-Oh, but I don't remember exactly how that combo works. No, we lost Sneasler. We can't beat this Pokemon now. We just gotta hope that they don't use... Oh, okay, they did crazy bullshit. Okay, we lost. I played part of that really badly. The start, I played into their switch. I didn't realize they would do. They used Psychic. Okay. I think if I had just used Sludge Bomb turn 1, predicting the switch, things could have gone pretty well. And then I guess I needed to keep Sneasler in the back for longer. Let's switch out Milotic for Blastoise. Milotic isn't really doing much. She's amazing in general, but I think Blastoise is more fun. Yu-Gi-Oh is literally like such a difficult card game. Like there's such a high level of just like understanding your deck, and then like the same with Pokemon, where there's like the surface level and then there's like the counter meta level where you like understand how to run your strategy and then you like simplify it down to the essentials and make it so it can play counter meta instead of like just running your game plan. You build more counters and stuff. Okay, let's see if this is any better. Now we have another option for defensive flip turning, fake outing. Because there's been a couple matches where being able to switch into a fake out usually would have helped a lot. Okay, we always lead Gengar, especially against Frostlass. We can one-shot KO Frostlass. Sableye's pretty scary. Let's lead Blastoise just to play with him a little bit. We'll bring this, and then all of these three are broken as hell. I almost want to leave Blastoise. The fish has not been working for us. The fish should probably leave the team. Okay, let's just try this. Bro, I'm just yapping. I'm not good at Pokemon. I'm just like making like assumptions about card games, about competitive games in general. Like I feel like there's different levels of playing the game, and I'm at like a very beginner level still. I'm like barely learning how to prepare for my opponent's craziness. How have you been, man? I've been getting better. Like definitely when Teppen left, I was very sad about it at first, very heartbroken. But we are progressing from those days. I'm back. What did I miss? I think I won. I think I've won every time. Any of the times you haven't been here, it definitely was a winning match. Dude, this game is a blast. I really like this game. I'm excited. Okay, let's protect in case they. I think that they're gonna try and sucker punch into Gengar. It would murder our Gengar. We'll Aurora Veil. We might switch Gengar on the next turn because I don't think he's ready yet. That's pretty bad. Oh, they probably Iron Head now. Okay, no, we predicted it. Okay. Remember that one time in Teppen where they made that one balancing decision that made one color super OP? I do. I remember it like it was yesterday. My beautiful green when they released Chun-Li, that was my favorite. Surely that's what you're talking about. We're going to play defensive. We'll switch Gengar back in when it's safe. Did I not bring Sneasler this fight? It's so hard to beat King Gambit without Sneasler. Yes! That wasn't that bad. Okay, wait, Blastoise is going to carry us. He has no ability to deal damage, but he's good as hell. It's not very effective. Wow. At least this is effective. We'll go for the freeze chance anyway. I don't know. Encore? No! Damn it. It's so hard to predict what Sableye's gonna do. Sableye has so many possible sets. Damn it. Ooh. Switching into Gengar here is really risky. Oh, I did burn Sneasler. Okay, I didn't fuck up. I have to switch. What are they probably gonna do? They're probably gonna Iron Head if they have it. Maybe they don't have it. Okay, we need to switch though. We'll go for this. We'll bring Gengar in at the end of the turn. God damn it. I guess I should have predicted that as well. Could have been better. Okay, now I guess we switch back for this again. And Sableye I feel like is useless right now. I don't think it does anything. If they don't have Choppleberry, then we're looking amazing, amazing, amazing. Okay, that's correct, I guess. Damn it. Okay, I can just do it again. Snow stopped. Oh, that's so bad. I don't want to risk a miss. They probably just Sucker Punch and kill Fulgore. Oh! Oh my god, I'm so dumb. I should have seen that coming a mile away. Maybe this kills Garchomp. I don't think it does, but maybe. No. And then they just Rock Slide. I guess that probably kills. Oh, it didn't kill. Aurora Veil saved us. Okay, everything is coming together at this point, I think. Aurora Veil wore off. We'll switch back in Blastoise so we can try to switch her in again and get Aurora Veil back up. I wonder if they're going to switch out Garchomp. They're probably gonna fake out with Sableye. If Sableye has a fake out, then we're probably screwed. Okay. They sent out King Gambit. But did they fake out? Yeah. Wow, Sableye's so nasty. Forgot we can't fake out that one. Okay. Okay, do they have a Pokemon? Nothing has died yet. This person's really good. Their switches are so on point. Sucker Punch into... What? Helping Hand Protect is so random. Damn, dude. This shit's so random. So much interaction happening. I feel like I'm getting red left and right, honestly. So let's do something a little unpredictable. I got all the mechanics that show up on basic cards codified. The game board? What? I'm interested. That will probably be the thing. If you have more than 3 lanes, then I already have major problems. Because the game is so clearly designed around 3 lanes. So that will be my first thing where I'm like, what are you talking about? keep this stupid dance going. I can tell they're gonna Sucker Punch and that'll kill Fulgore, and that would end our game. What are they trying to Encore? That's so weird. Are they trying to Encore Protect? Okay. That would have kicked our ass. Live. Damn. I think I can finally get in a close combat. If I can, then we're looking really, really good. They probably switch into whatever their fourth Pokemon they haven't shown is, though. Okay, Fake Out. Blastoise is faster than Kingambit, so they can't use Sucker Punch on our Sneasler. Yeah, of course. Damn it! Ah, that resists everything we tried to use just now. This person's switches are so good. They've got so many ghost types to switch into their Kingambit. Oh my god. Okay, it's time to... They're gonna use Encore on him. Whichever one they use Encore on will probably get bodied. No, Protect goes before Encore. So I think we're fine with this play. Protect. And then we'll hope that they don't use it on Blastoise. If we can get Gengar out, we could potentially one-shot Frostlass, but they're almost definitely just going to switch out when we try to fire the Shadow Ball at Frostlass. I guess we'll see. Damn it! I might as well surrender now. They're insane with this Frostlass. I mean, they're Sableye, not the Frostlass. The Frostlass was kind of mid. It's all Sableye. What am I supposed to do? Oh my god, this guy's good as hell. Blastoise was pretty good this round, but he's so Oh? Okay, we just gotta hope they don't Shadow Ball or something. Oh, that's pretty damn good. Finally, we can start taking down their Sableye. Okay. No, oh my god! The gameplay was about to finally start happening and we got froze. Dang it. That person was cracked. That person was super cracked with Sableye. I need to play around Sableye better. I guess you gotta always assume it has Encore and always be doing hard switches to play around Encore. Super Senior Gojo fucking murdering. He's a Super Senior. He's even more old than before. That's already an old man right there. How can you make him more seniorly than already? That sounds effed up. If anything was ever effed up, that's pretty effed up if you ask me. I guess they might lead Esper and Ninetales to go for... does Ninetales get Expanding Force? I don't think it does. Let's try and lead with some bullshit. Let's try to beat their weather. Let's keep Gengar in the back, actually. Okay, I think this could be really good. I started watching the new Jujutsu Kaisen season. Finally, I've been like talking about how I like the show and I want to get back into it. I only watched the first 2 episodes though, so it's like, you know, I barely started watching it. But I forgot how moody that show is. I'm really excited to watch more. I'm gonna watch more after stream. I think I'm gonna go for like a late night walk tonight, get a little air, keep the blood flowing. I'm trying to be more active lately instead of just like bed rotting and stuff so often. Oh, this is not what I expect them to start with. No. This is really greedy. Yuta, a fraud? Freaking Yuta's cool as hell. But I'm already disappointed that he stopped being villainous and it's just like, I'm actually like a good guy. I'm actually like one of the bros, actually. I always have been, really. Okay, that was always gonna happen. Okay, I didn't think it would kill. I hope we're faster. That'd be pretty important. Now that's gonna be a problem, I think. I haven't fought one of these in doubles before. It's mostly like a singles Pokemon. He went to Africa just to, like, discover himself or whatever. That's a cool character. That's always a cool character arc. Unexpected. He's like a beetle. He's like Paul McCartney. I love the Beatles. Like, they're super cool, but that's one of the, like, I guess they didn't know it was cringe at the time to be like, I'm going to Africa to discover myself so I can, like, have a sexual awakening or whatever. I don't know if they had a sexual awakening there. If George Harrison was getting up in, like... But that's spoilers. Beatles spoilers. Spoilers for the Beatles. They go to Africa on their, like... 7th or 8th or 9th or 10th album or whatever. Frickin' Gorillaz spoilers. The Gorillaz do it too on their recent album, but it's clearly meant to be tongue-in-cheek. Like, haha, lol, we're going to Africa. Isn't that fun? Isn't that strange? Okay, so they've got... Who do they have in right now? They've got... I think the move is to try and set up Aurora Veil. History spoilers are serious. Some people get super into history, and they're, like, reading it right now, so you don't want to, like, ruin it for them. A history buff deserves our respect. My favorite history, I like Russia has pretty funny history. I don't remember all of his story, but I really liked Peter the Great, I think, or Peter the Terrible. Maybe it's not even Peter. Okay. But there was some Russian guy who was, like, ripping beards out of people's throat. Or was ripping the beard off of faces. And then he was like... I don't remember the whole story. I should watch, like, the documentary again, if I can find it. Well, let's see. What's the... Oh, Royavale, obviously. Dude, Gojo does need to come back. I started watching and I'm, like, interested in Gojo coming back. But I'm also, like... The story is definitely, like, progressing more that he's gone a little bit, you know? Him being out of the story is a good thing. We speed tied, I'm pretty sure. I have all my EVs in speed. They got the 50-50. Okay, at least we didn't freeze. Alright, this is looking really good. The first part of that match worked to perfection. Finally not locking myself into the obvious play patterns that don't work a lot of the time. I guess I'll try Moonblast. Stop him from switching out for a turn. Oh, Icy Wind. I guess those might just be, like, faster than ours overall somehow. You know what? That's kind of okay, because now our parting shot will go after theirs. So we can switch in Gengar really late. Oh, that did no damage at all. Leftovers in Sin? Why not? I guess you got no other tank, I guess. I don't know. That's kind of random. I guess I keep this lady in. Or it's a girl. It's Ingrid. Ingrid's trailer looks cool. I wish I was good at those games because I want to play Street Fighter someday, but I'm like so bad at those games. It'll never happen. Should I switch to Fish? I guess we just use Blizzard, get some chip in. I don't see any other good play here. Oh my gosh, they're so fast. That seems like such a waste of a move slot on that Pokemon. I don't know, though. This game is all about people doing unexpected things. Oh yeah, I was prepared for that. It's not going to do... Oh, that did a lot more than I thought. Okay. I think I should switch out for the Fish. Oh, they gave up. Wow. Before we even sent in Gengar, I sent the Fish back. They could see the writing on the walls. We were way ahead. We were playing that really well. I think we leveled up from that experience where that guy was switching out on us like crazy. I gotta get back into Hetalia. That show was terrible. See, Blastoise is just like a waste of a team slot. He's doing almost nothing. He's only good against, like... He's not good enough against anything. But he's interesting, I guess. Well, my Lotic is good against Incineroar, but I haven't seen very much Incineroar lately. I was thinking I could take this to fight their Aegislash, but he's Ghost type, it resists, it's immune to fighting. Let's try the Super Stall version with the Fish for safety. Oh, Blast! I was like, who is? I was like going like I shut up for so long there because I was like, my ADHD was making it impossible to go back 50 seconds in my speech memory. Yeah, Blastoise is inoffensive and fun to hang out with, so he can stay for now. If they King Shield were bodied, I hope that I can one-shot this guy, but I don't know. And if they Shadow Sneak, that would be pretty bad too. I hope Shadow Sneak doesn't Oko, but I think we might have just sold it on game one. I guess we'll see. We got 2 in a row there, I'm pretty sure. Maybe only 1 in a row. Greninja used Protect. Okay, it must be Mega Greninja. It's gotta be. Otherwise, that's super silly. Wait, what? Oh my god, it's Hisui and Zoroark. Okay, its types are normal ghost, so I think I can use a dark type move on it. Um, I'm still faster than it, thankfully. But Jesus Christ, that's pretty bad. Let's protect. Bodied by the Zoroark is a ghost type Pokemon that disguises itself as another Pokemon. If you're confused what's happening, that's not really the dumb sword. That's a different, actually really freaking cool design Pokemon. Okay, he's fine. That, like, never kills. Oh, and they didn't Mega Evolve him? That would have probably killed if it Mega Evolved. Hell yeah! Alright, sick. I wasn't sure how trash Hisui Zoroark actually... Look how cool he is, though. With those flowing Amine hair, he's like Yu-Gi-Oh! Realistic style. Like, if you try to cosplay Yugi, you'll just end up looking like that, like a total mess. I don't feel like I've ever seen a good Yugi cosplay. I wonder if there are any Yugi cosplay, Yu-Gi-Oh! Cosplay. Oh my gosh, I just looked it up and they're actually good. There's this black guy who's like killing it. He's even got some contacts in for like the edge factor. Never mind, people know how to do this hair, surprisingly, and they shouldn't. Science should have never gone this far. Okay, we're popping off now. Normal type Greninja? Maybe they'll Mega Evolve soon. I'm still confused by their Greninja. Oh, okay, I was right. I guess they just wanted to stay normal to dodge Shadow Balls and stuff. Damn, I fucked up. Do they use extra sensory? That's good enough, I guess. That's what King's Shield does? I literally didn't know that. Oh, our Blastoise is so useless now. He's only good to support Gengar, and we didn't use him for that at all. He's gotta get cut from the team, but Milotic was kind of mid too. Damn it, I really needed to live that. Even without stab, I guess it's got much higher attack now. Wait, what? Oh, I meant to use Fake Out, not Flip Turn? Oh my god. I guess we can Fake Out again. Oh god. Ah. That was a terrible turn of events. If I had just Fake Out, I would have probably won the match. Misclick for the loss. That sucks. Let's think what would have happened. We would have been able to... We would have protected our... Who died? Oh my god, terrible. I am learning. That's why I like this game. I like getting better at a game. We would have been able to protect our... Yeah, that would have made a huge deal. Because there's a chance that Incin could have one-shot the Aegislash. I'm so bad at preparing for all the options my opponent has. Like, Like, obviously that's what these games are about. But I'm just like, I just want to run my game plan. Let's try to Perish Song somebody. We haven't actually done that yet. I think this could be a good opportunity. No, we're definitely starting with one of these. Okay, and then... Do I want Blastoise? He was so bad last game. Fish v Fish seems good. And then I kind of want this to fight Meganium. Corviknight seems like a problem. I guess this is the best shot at dealing with Corviknight. Oh, it's a fairy, though. Could get bodied by Ironhead. It's the only thing that's really a problem for fairies. We'll just hope they don't bring Corviknight, I guess. They're probably smart, though, and they probably... I guess we're hoping... Best case scenario, they lead Corviknight, and we hit them with Perish Song. That would go super hard. Basculegion and Primarina. Okay. And the Intimidate on Basculegion is hella good. So, Shadow Ball always one-hits Basculegion. And then, with max speed, Choice Scarf, they can get one last respects on us, but it won't be enough to kill Gengar. That's a real important calculation. Basculegion is like the most spammed Pokemon right now. Even I'm spamming him. He is like the skill solution. Like when you don't have skill, he is the solution. I forgot to give my trainer more swag. I made them like pretty and with like pretty purple, I mean not purple, pretty white hair like my character. Why is he called Cat I Hate? Are you familiar with this character? How do you not hate them? I hate them because they are the Pokemon. Yay! Alright, this person doesn't have max speed, that's crazy. I also couldn't think of a good name for him that would be somewhat flattering. This guy's just hateable. He slaps asses. He's like a misogynist. Whoa! We win! We're really good. Static X, the band, I think I know them. They're like a new metal band. They have the song Push It, but I can't think of how that goes. I like it when a scoop happens. Some Pokemon players are like, you surrendered? That's rage quitting? You should play it out. And it's like, I guess you've never played a competitive game. Scooping is quite considerate in many ways. Okay. This is a scary team. Let's lead this to try to beat Hard Trick Room. And then... Incineroar? No. We need this to be King Gambit. And then I guess this is just good coverage, I guess? Because they have a dragon, but... They have a dragon when they Mega Evolve. Dude, I've been getting back into, like, crazy badass punk rock. I'm, like, such a punk rocker. Like, I've been listening to the band... Like, I really like the band Leftover Crack. They're like a hardcore ska punk band with like major crossover like thrash style influences. They're super heavy for a ska band, and they're like extremely political. So they're just cool as hell. Okay, we'll protect in case they... I think I need to... Oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. We'll go for Perish Song. But if they Kowtow Cleave, we lose the game. It's that simple. No, I don't want to play into them not using Kowtow Cleave. It's too late. I don't have any time. Switch to this one. So Leftover Crack, super badass. I like their singer because he sounds like a cartoon character in some of the songs. Like in the song Corrupt Vision, he comes in like engine number 9 on the New York Transline, as if you actually give a fuck. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. New and earlier like Transgroider. He just sounds super silly. So it did try to sucker punch, it seemed like. Okay, we're finally gonna Perish Trap. After all this, I forgot to Mega Evolve! They're just gonna switch out both Pokemon now. Oh, one of them stayed. I'm such a dumb fuck. The Mega is needed to switch your ability to Shadow Tag. Now I have to deal with their strongest Pokemon later. Okay, the only way I can... We have to, if we want to try to perish that orangutan, maybe that's not worth it. I think that's not worth it. Oh, no. Okay, Double Protect is the only play I can see here that makes any sense. I needed to bring an Incin or a Blastoise. It seems so risky. I guess I was supposed to bring Blastoise for turn 1. That makes more sense than... I brought this to play around Farigiraf to try to kill it before it did its thing. But I had to respect the... Okay, I guess we switch back into the... We'll switch for this one. I was talking about Leftover Crack. Their singer's a horrible person because he beats women. So I don't want to go to their show, but I still want to listen to their music because it's so awesome. But at the same time, I shouldn't like publicly tell people I listen to their music, which I'm doing right now. Yes, the Double Protect worked! That's so insane. Okay, we'll switch back into this. And I guess close combat on Feraligatr is okay. Oh, we'll fake out on Feraligatr. That's way better. Okay, we got 1 kill with Perish Song. Admittedly, it should have been 2 if I wasn't an idiot. But you know, sometimes my true brain is impossible to hide. They're probably gonna Psychic on... Okay, we nailed that. If they had done it on Sneasler, we would have been looking pretty bad. So that thing's pretty scary. It could potentially one-shot somebody. I don't know who, though. Although... Moonblast goes pretty hard. Do I Rare Veil or Moonblast? I think it's time to go for damage. Oh, figures. We'll get him next time, I guess. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. I need a fake out Pokemon and I didn't bring one. I don't see a way to kill their Kingambit now. This is really bad for us. The snow stopped. I was supposed to Aurora Veil before that happened. I think the Moonblast was the right choice, but there's so many permutations in this game. Oh my gosh, it's... Was that a shiny King Gambit also? He's so ugly. Okay, I think this works, and they already used a Mega, so it's not Mega Chestnut, it's just regular old Chestnut. I don't even know what this Pokemon does. Predicted. But it was really obvious. It was a really obvious prediction. Okay. Poison Jab. That's super effective. Oh, I had a Roarfill already. I'm glad I didn't use it again by accident, like a fool. We still have Bask in the back. That can probably win us the game. Okay. This is risky as hell, but we are switching out for this, assuming that they're going to try and Sucker Punch again to beat our close combat. Spiky Shield, huh? Okay, that was really damn good. I was thinking about switching her out to get Snow up again, but I don't think that's worth it. I think it's time to protect here. No, they're probably going to Sucker Punch. We can just go for Perish Song, maybe. Let's just go for Perish Song. They can't switch out because they got no Pokemon left. Oh, hell yeah. Desperate times. Alright, are they going to try to Sucker Punch again, or are they going Kowtow Cleave? Looks like it's Kowtow Cleave. I think we lost our Gengar. We still have Sneasler, though. They were smart. They realized what I was up to. Okay. Well, now we can spam Protect for a little while. Okay. This was a good match. This was a very good match. I'm fairly certain that I win this one. We'll switch out for... Well, that would be a terrible idea. We'll just use Moonblast. Okay. We're faster than them, even though they're using a priority move as well. We're still a little faster. And then I'm thinking ahead here. I think I know what to do. Yes! Alright, we did it! We finally Perished Song somebody. Perish Song is so much more cerebral of a win condition. Like, in times when I was practicing it, it's like I literally click the button and then I just run the flowchart and win. But nah, it is so much more considered than just like running aggro like we have been. That was easily the best match yet. That was super fun. I love this game. Okay. Well, this looks really scary. Sableye with Greninja and Garchomp. I mean, Tyranitar and Garchomp. I don't even know how to deal with that. Let's lead with this. I think this could work. It's a little risky. We're leaving behind Sneasler, our best dang Pokemon. The best Pokemon in the game, if we're being honest. We are riding the meta coattails. I would have not learned how... I did a lot of research to learn what the best Pokemon are. Yeah, we actually have a win streak going of 2. I wonder if we can make it 3. That would be unprecedented. Not exactly what I wanted to happen. I wanted them to start with Tyranitar. That's really what I thought they were going to do. I guess we probably switch into... Oh my god, I gotta look up how fast this thing is. I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna look up how fast this thing is. I gotta know if it outspeeds my Gengar. Oh no! We got kept in. Okay, how fast is this? 135? My Gengar is only 120, I think. We got burned! No! That's terrible. Es terrible. Que terrible. Es difícil. Oh my god. Let me see, is Gengar faster? I don't think it is. I have to cheat to stand a chance! Maybe I got like 140 speed. It's 5 faster than me. That's super annoying. And our fish man is crippled now. We'll switch this in and get set up defensively, I guess. Okay, it switched out. That's kind of good. Now we don't have to deal with it for a little while. Oh, if they bring in Tyranitar, we just lost, I think. I'm an idiot. That was an anti-prediction. Wave Crash does half damage, though. That's what I'm looking at as, like, the best option right now. I think Wave Crash is super effective against Tyranitar. I'm pretty sure it's strong against rocks. We're gonna try to win the Weather War. Oh, now he's hurt by his burn, too. Leftover Sableye? What are people thinking out here? That's so random. Okay, this wins the Weather War, at least for now. It's really defensive, too. I think this is solid play. Okay. Manectric has Intimidate. Okay. Depending on what this Tyranitar does, we might be bodied. It might go for knockoff and kill... Oh, I can't kill anything with knockoff. This is scary, though. If they have Mega Tyr... Oh, wait, they already Mega'd. Okay, we don't have to worry about Mega Tyranitar. Yes. Okay, that was super good. It's obviously Aurora Veil. I'm not going to mess around. We'll make the smart play. Oh. I got red a little bit. That's a surprise. I think that was still the correct fake out, which is why they switched it out. Rock slide. Okay. Oh, scary. I'm scared of that. You went and tried? That already tells part of the story on its own. The choice of the word tried means it must not have gone well. I could never do that. That's so scary to me. Giving blood is literally my biggest fear. I mean, not giving blood, but needles. Like, I'm so scared of them. Please not white herb. Oh, is it not white herb? Would it have... Ah, damn it. We played ourselves. I think we lose now. They're pretty set up still, and we haven't killed anything yet. We've seen everything. That early Will-O-Wisp on our fish was really damn good. Ooh, that's even weirder. They couldn't really get any out. Oh my gosh, your blood is like it's committed to the bit. It's committed to its host. It doesn't want any other people using it. Very loyal blood. Let's just try and kill dumbass Stabler. No! Predicted! Wait, this is still good against T-Tar. Assuming we live against their... I mean, they probably Dire Claw into Gengar, I guess. You're making me squeamish. Needles are the scariest thing in the world. When I went to, like, do COVID blood infusion drug stab, whatever you call that thing, the COVID vaccination, that was terrifying. That was mortifying. Like, walking past the rows of, like, not because I was, like, scared of getting microchipped or whatever, because I would love that, honestly. Having a microchip would probably enhance my autisms and make me just more powerful in general. Let's try this. This is still up in the air. But as a kid, my parents, instead of giving me, like, a stress ball, they gave me, like, an apple or something. And I, like, destroyed the apple. The apple was, like, it was, like, juiced all over the floor. It was, like, needles are cool? No, they're really scary. I disagree with you completely. What could you possibly find cool about them? That's, like, one of the weirdest takes I've ever heard. Needles are cool. Not even, like, they're, like, I'm thinking about, like, what's a cool needle? Like, freaking antibody activation was a cool needle. But that, like, clearly they effortfully de-emphasize the needle when they... Again, I got switched into my fake out. That's so funny. Oh. Huh. That is not what I expected. I think Aurora Veil wears off now. Let's see. If we have one more turn of Aurora Veil, that's pretty massive. Damn. Let's try and get a kill. It's overdue. We'll try and protect. Hopefully they don't encore with Sableye. That's probably about to happen. We're probably about to lose to this encore. And let's see if it happens or not. Oh, okay. No encore. Okay, I see how Mega Manectric works. It just volt switches constantly so you can have a lot of intimidates happen. That's pretty funny. I kind of want to give that a try. That seems really fun, actually. Okay. This is tough. They definitely die to the next sandstorm hit. I guess it's cool that science is able to do so small and effective. You know, are you trying to like make me a needle liker? Because I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think I'm ever gonna be a needle liker. They instill great fear in me. And movies like Requiem for a Dream and Trainspotting has not helped. Those movies, well, I guess Trainspotting is like a movie that makes you want to do heroin. It's so much fun in that movie. Those guys are having the heroin time of their lives. If they're insane, yeah, there's no way. There's no way they were gonna fuck that up. There's just no way. It wouldn't make any sense. And they're playing an aggressive Sableye? That's kind of interesting. Losing to this poop butt-ass Sableye with its pooping butt technique. Sneasler's at double speed. We can't outspeed it. We're bodied. I can switch out to Gengar, but that seems pretty damn bad. I guess we just go for damage right now. Lost Respects is 100, Wave Crash is 120. I guess it's better to go for Wave Crash. No, it's probably best to go for Aqua Jet. Then we're locked into Aqua Jet, so we can do one again next turn. Dang it. Okay. Digging around your arm, that's gross. You're making me hate needles even more than ever. Why are you doing this to me? Why are you talking about your needle experience? You're grossing me out. Gross, ick. What? Okay, we lost. That match was very long and boring. I could never do heroin because it's too scary. Not that I would have much temptation to do specifically heroin. I don't think I've gotten to that level yet. I've never, you know, if a person were to put cocaine in front of me, I would maybe try it if I was in a safe space. And then, I guess we're talking about drugs now. My worst drug experience ever, freaking salvia. Back in high school, I was a big weed head back in high school with my friends. We would get together and do that all the time. And then, freaking Miley Cyrus, because it was traumatizing, now you must feel it too. Oh, okay. Well, I sympathize, but in a way completely different than yours. Well, mine is entirely phobia related. Okay, let me pick a team real quick. What do we do here? This is such a weird team. Very unusual. I guess I'm just going to try hit him with the classic. But back in high school, like, the worst drug experience I've ever had, and I've only had, like, 2 drug experiences, being with weed and with freaking salvia. Miley Cyrus, weed head in high school is a funny. It's just honest, okay? You have to act out in certain ways. When you're gay in high school, you have to act out. Oh my god, are they gonna try to use one-hit KO moves on us? I hope not. But frickin' Miley Cyrus came out with her dumb salvia video where she, like, took a hit and then she started falling over the floor and stuff. And then it was, like, sold in grocery stores everywhere. And my friend was like, let's try it. And we tried it a couple of times and it was normal. Like, it made things, like, visually interesting, I suppose. Will I do a voice impression of Wesker as Invader Zim and Felicia as Gur? I don't remember what Zim says. He's like, "You idiot. We need to conquer the world," or something. And then Felicia would be like, "Doom!" Holy smackdown. Alright, we're gonna perish body them. They're screwed now. We're finally gonna do the full perish songing. So the first couple times we tried it, it was very fine and normal. Like, my sister would come out and laugh at us, and then it would just be a good time. And it would pass in 5 minutes, and there would be no problem. But one time, we got, like, the more powerful version or whatever, I assume. And we were at, like, the park. And I smoked it, and then I like, immediately, like, very quickly suffered complete and total ego death. Like, I lost all concept of who I was at that moment, what it meant to be a person, who I had been. Everything was gone. And I was in, like, a world of darkness that I could not escape. There was, like, everything was swirling around me. It was truly horrible and terrifying. And I thought it would never end. It felt like it went on for, like, years. Maybe not years, but, like, an indefinite, infinite amount of time. And eventually I was, like, I wasn't experiencing anything but, like, my sister, I love my sister. She's really cool. I'm surprised I've never spoken of my sister. No, I'm not even joking. I literally lost I literally was gone from this world. Snorlax is slower than me. Oh, God. If they used it on the correct Pokemon, they win. Let's see if it happened. No way! Gimmick v gimmick. We got gimmicked out. We got gimmicked. Dang it. Now they can just switch both Pokemon. Okay, I guess we'll just do what we can. Hopefully this works. They're using it with such a slow Pokemon. It's so interesting. Did they withdraw Snorlax as well? Oh, they left Snorlax. Wait, did they leave Snorlax out? Did they withdraw him? Yeah! That's dumb. Okay, let's hope we get a kill off of this. Let's hope it loses No Guard when it switches back in. Oh my god. But I was, like, sitting in this other dimension, and eventually I started hearing voices, which eventually I was able to realize are my friends, and that they were separate entities from me, and that I had to, like, make an effort to separate myself and recognize that my thoughts were a separate experience from the voices that I heard. And then when I realized what was happening, my body was, like, melting into the play structure. We were, like, really degenerates, like, during this out on the play structure at night. Thankfully, there weren't any children around. But it was by far the most terrifying experience I've ever had. I screamed out in horror, and I remember, like, flinging my arm away from the play structure. And my friend told me he would never forget the sound of the fear in my voice. Truly the peak of please do not do drugs. They are usually really bad, actually. Okay, what's our last Pokemon? We've still got Incineroar, that's so useless. Let's try an Aurora Veil, I guess. Hopefully we can kill Snorlax before it does its thing. Wait, no, I should protect. Assuming he does the one-shot move. Okay. Oh, that screen is so useful. I've never used that screen. So we just gotta assume that they're using Fissure on the other Pokemon. And not on the one with 1 HP. Oh, the double protect? I can't believe I got red on that fissure into my Gengar. That was so crazy. This person's really cracked. I kind of doubt this one hit kills Snorlax. What does a Rockwanid do? What is this here for? Ditto. Wait, what? You have it named? Did they name it Ditto just to confuse me? Did they make Araquanid attack? No, they made it protect. Huh. No, they did make it attack. Okay, we lost this one. That was an okay match. That was a really interesting match. That was a pretty good match, but we got cheated by Fissure being OP. Honestly, respect for making the gimmick work, but I don't understand what their other Pokemon were for. Zio, if you want to hop on, just let me know in chat, and you can try and hop on chat and tell me about your tabletop teppen conversion. I'll, like, open Discord or whatever. If you are here, of course. Otherwise, we'll just keep Pokemon in. You know what? I feel like maybe I should pull up Discord on my phone. It'll be even more janky. But I kind of don't want to mess with my microphone on my laptop when it's already connected to do its situation there. Let's see. They've got Beedrill! Mega Beedrill! That's like the worst Pokemon ever. I'm impressed with them bringing that. Okay, maybe we start out a little slower. Okay, wait. What I'm thinking is something like this. Something like this seems pretty strong. Because with Teppen going, I kind of want to go check the Play Store, see if it's actually taken down now. I believe it just went down like today. Okay, it's still on the Play Store for at least one more day. I saw somebody said 14 minutes to download it left on the Teppen Discord. I guess they were just wrong about that. Okay, I guess I'm gonna flip turn. I think this guy sets Tailwind, and that's a problem. 90% sure he has Tailwind. Oh, dang it. Read like a book. Now neither of my switches... My switch doesn't go off now, and then they... Oh, that wasn't as bad as I thought. Oh, that's a lot of damage from Rotom. It's a lot more than it normally does. Wesker! Use Kamehameha. I guess we have a lounge chat up in here. We can just use the lounge chat. I'll just be in lounge chat, I suppose. I'm just in lounge chat, yeah. Alright, everybody, so welcome Zionis, the one person working on the tabletop Teppen version. Should be cool, hopefully.
You hear me?
Hello, Zionis. Let me angle my mic towards you a little bit.
Ready?
What's up? What you got with Teppen?
Let me attempt to screen share so I can show you.
Alright, I'll just keep trying to not lose at Pokemon, but as you've seen, it's like a 50-50 chance of me not losing. Oh, this guy's playing Beedrill. I think I can beat Beedrill.
Pokemon has a lot more RNG than some other things.
Yeah, that's very true.
Is it?
Okay.
Is it streaming my screen?
I guess I need to press the watch stream button and then I can look at it.
There we go. There we go. Now it's streaming. Yep, and it's looking pretty smooth on my end at least. Alright.
They've got Beedrill, Corviknight. I guess the move is to swap out.
Let's zoom out a little bit here.
Whoa, there's a lot going on here. This is more than I expected. Thankfully, you only have 3 unit slots.
I was like very concerned about that.
Yeah. I was gonna say that, obviously for different rule sets or for like rules adjustments for like different formats, we could always expand this to do more, but
That could be interesting, yeah.
We could just keep it as, like having like a 5 or 6 slot like board would be a neat and interesting addition, especially for potentially like a 60 card format or like something like a bigger card format or like a commander style format, which I was working on the side. Like,
oh yeah,
like some ideas for it.
I will say the first thing I've noticed that you've got one thing wrong.
You've got the burn pile labeled the exile pile. We have a name for that. It's totally burn.
Oh, was it? Oh,
there's a whole mechanic. I guess you're working on the early sets, and it was only codified as burn much later in the game, but we definitely have an official name for that.
It was just called like remove, so I just called it exile.
True, it is. Initially, it was just remove, but that's the burn pile.
That is the beauty of Obsidian. I can do all this offline. And
oh, it's already changing. Hell yeah.
Yeah, so
cool.
It's all on my computer, and I can edit it at any time for any reason. So yeah, we got your your deck slot, your 5 hand slots, your EX pocket. These won't be on the board, but like I figured it'd be good to keep in mind that like yeah, you're gonna have 5 cards in hand at any given time.
I think it's fine for the EX pocket to be on board. If people are like paying attention, they should know what's in it. But realistically, yeah, it shouldn't be shown. Doesn't need to be shown, I guess.
Well, like, because the game shows you whether or not there's a card in there. So, like, having basically kind of placing it like face down, like a trap card in Yu-Gi-Oh, like when something's in that slot and it's not supposed to be visible, or if
that would be
using something like Invasion, you place it face up.
Oh, how the hell does Invasion work? Is that like gonna be like the one MTG mechanic?
There are no basic cards that use Invasion.
So it's just the basic cards, right? Is there any... I'm curious, are there any cards that you've, like, changed the effects for? Or are we trying to be as faithful as possible?
As faithful as possible. So
okay, I like that.
We'll get to that later. If you can kind of notice over here on the side, I have them, like, down in a list. We have the Explorer route. This is where... So if you make a deck that has any Explorer in it, that's where those cards will go.
I guess they would have to, yeah.
If you use the effect, you will pick those out of there. Like, preferably, and because this is, like a pile, like, you should have, like, 3 to 4 copies, depending on how often you're going to explore that card. If you only have, if you have 1 card that explores Exploding Barrel, you probably only need 1 Exploding Barrel or ammo or whatever. But if you have 3 cards or 4 cards that explore for, you know, ammunition or whatever, then, yeah, you should...
Yeah, it's possible that, like...
You should have enough copies in there, because if you can't explore it, you can't. If it's not in the explore pile, you can't grab it.
I guess that could be.
Maybe you could
you could just put him back. I guess.
Graveyard.
Yeah.
Well, no, because it has to be in the graveyard, and that would.
Yeah.
The graveyard.
No, you're right. That is important because later in the game there was the one strategy with Explorer that would load up the graveyard with Explorers and then use your graveyard to remove. It would use your graveyard as ammunition for a card that needed 9 different cards in graveyard, or 9 total cards. So it needs to go in graveyard. I was just going to say that there are absolutely decks that would explore like the same card 10 times. Like ammo or handgun, I was going to say. Shotgun. Shotgun Genesis is like one of the most beloved archetypes in Teppen. That would go... Shotgun Genesis would be like almost unbeatable. Sorry, go ahead.
Right. No. Like, I was going to say, like, considering that in order to play this, you have to have... like a lot of proxied cards. If you want to play this on tabletop, you're going to be proxying all these cards anyway.
Right.
So at that point, like it doesn't hurt to make a couple extra copies of a card to put in here.
Yeah, it's not costing you like $20 to buy them.
Right. It's not that's the best thing about homemade games. There's no economy. Yay! We don't
Yeah,
have to worry about scalpers.
yeah, it should be easy to
I
potentially
also
get people into the game, because Teppen was for a lot of people a kind of hard sell, because they're like, oh, I don't want a whale, I don't want a gacha, and it's like, and then they don't listen to me when I
right,
explain that it's a free-to-play game that's extremely, extremely free-to-play.
right. I also created the counter space, so this would be where any like kind of counters, like your evidence counters and stuff like that, will go.
Oh, okay.
Or like keeping track of like whatever counters you use to keep track of like memory or like
Oh, memory will be hard to
how
keep
many.
track of.
Yeah,
That's one of the
so
ones
that's
that
why the
seems the
counter
most
space,
annoying.
so that
'Cause
way you can keep so you can keep track of it.
okay, wait, that immediately brings me
And
to a
also,
question. How are we gonna...
uh-huh.
Because there's so many mechanics in Teppen that are designed to... let me choose this team really quick. There's so many mechanics in Teppen that are designed to explicitly take advantage of Teppen's digital client, and they clearly built concepts that would only work on digital. Like, the first one that comes to mind is revenge. Revenge is in basic. How the hell is revenge gonna work? How can you possibly keep track of an individual copy of a card compared to the unrevenged copy of a card? Is that even possible?
So I think there's possibly a way.
I guess you could make the card two-sided and you flip the card over when it gets revenged. That's the only thing I could think of.
We could do that, or we could potentially just create like a small counter, like a counter that's not thick enough to like affect the thickness of the card when you draw it, so that you can't so you can't like notice that it's revenged or not, and you just slip that in when it's sent back to the deck revenged.
I think changing the thickness of the cards would be really, really easy to stack your deck. Not that people are like necessarily like this game isn't going to be competitive, so there's no incentive to stack your deck like that. But
Right.
it would be very easy to do.
Yeah.
I did not mean to lead with this Pokemon. I'm getting distracted by our conversation. Oh, I guess it could work fine.
So yeah, there's a way to do it. We could do like the two-sided thing, or we could create some kind of like very paper thin like counter that just gets slipped into the sleeve with the card once it goes back into the deck, so that you know, oh, this is like the copy of the card that's revenged.
Yeah, I think the best way would be to turn it upside down. Or you could just flip it upside.
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't know if it's upside. It would have to be double-sided, I think.
Yeah, just have like the revenged version of the card on the backside, because well, I guess then that only yeah. So we could do that for like cards that have like revenge inbuilt, and then cards that have revenge either by like gaining it from a card effect can get like a counter added to them, like a little
Oh, right,
thin,
yeah.
paper thin, so it doesn't affect the thickness of the card in the sleeve. Because like honestly, you're gonna have to make your own cards, so like it's just gonna be like putting like a Yu-Gi-Oh card in there, and then a slip of paper with the card the card front printed on the back or printed on it, and then slip that in front of the card so you can see it.
I guess that's a good workaround, yeah.
Unless you want to play physically, like if you want to import the cards into something like tabletop simulator or something like that, that lets you like physically make your own games, that'll be different, and we'll have to take a look at that when we cross that bridge.
Bodied. What says
So-
can't action cards? Why would action cards have a separate pile? What? You got to shuffle them into your deck. Do you mean when they go to the graveyard? But why? It sounds like a reasonable quandary, but why? Why would they have a separate pile? What also says can't revenge just work like after you play one copy twice? You just remove it from the deck. Yeah, usually a revenge card isn't going to go to the deck again. Oh, okay, wait, no, that is a good idea. I see what he's saying. To keep track of memory, you can put the action cards in a separate graveyard. That seems like a pretty good way to keep track of memory, actually.
Yeah, I guess that could work, but like having a little counter right here, like that's like where you're already going to be keeping track of evidence and other stuff. It works too. And also, like, this space becomes less or more necessary depending on what's in your deck, obviously. So, like, if you're playing a purple memory deck and you don't have any evidence, you just use this for memory. And if you have evidence and memory, then you use both. And if you just have one, you have one.
I think trying
So
to minimize,
it's
like,
also
the
very
amount
dependent
of...
on what you're playing.
I think that we shouldn't try to add, like, a bunch of knickknacks. And, like, if we can minimize that, I think it's a good idea. To make the game just more fluid to play.
I just have it here in one little space that's just, like, it's back here, back behind the deck, which, like...
Well, I think realistically, people are probably going to want to keep track of that with, like, a dice or something. That would be the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Like a spin down or something.
Or, you know, like, even just, like, a little, like, whiteboard space. Like
And
some people do with tokens on Magic the Gathering.
at the same time, I think that the action card for the graveyard memory also keeps it uncertain if you have memory. While other cards, like in Teppen, would actively add a counter or whatever, like evidence. I think there's another thing that we keep track of next to our usernames. But memory is never revealed until the person uses a memory card. So I think it seems like a decent way to handle it, to make it mysterious until it's shown off. I would think that's better.
The only other thing I can think of is that some card effects pull a card from your graveyard, and memory is all the cards you've played. So it doesn't matter what's in the graveyard, it's how many action cards you've actually played the game.
Yeah, I guess every player just has to keep track of memory. That just seems like
right.
really.
That's what the counter space is for.
Yeah.
It's player accountability. You know, it's like you got to keep track of it. If you incorrectly keep track of it and you don't have an ability and you can't play a card because you didn't keep track of it, that's on you. You know.
It's not the most elegant solution, but what would be, I suppose.
Right. It's varying degrees of, like, yeah, you could do this, but you also could do that. It's nothing's ever clean, you know. It's like trying to prevent cheating. You can never prevent cheating. All you can do is, like, resist it.
Well, no, I think that cheating isn't, like, our biggest concern. I think that making it cleanly playable and, like, easy to interface with, like, the more stuff that there is to keep track of, the more tedious it is to play. Like most card games don't have a bunch of stuff you have to keep track of, which is why it was best as a digital card game, you know.
Yeah.
So
well,
any ways that we can avoid, like,
similar to Teppen, Magic the Gathering had a lot of effects like Ascended, Resonate, Growth, Combo, whatever. In their game, and oftentimes they just added like a little subtext that said, "This is what this is."
Yeah.
Or if not, then they just made a keyword, and if you wanted to know what it did, you looked it up. So, like that's kind of where, you know, like, again, if you're playing something with memory, then you would.
I think we got one. I think I actually.
Memory.
I think despite, like, basically biffing all of my interactions, I think I might have won this. Let's see. It's gonna be really close. What asks, how does growth work? Do we just put a counter on a card?
So, yeah, pretty much. Growth works exactly the same.
I guess a single counter wouldn't be. You'd probably want to use, like, a die again to, like.
Yeah.
Because there's so many
that would probably be the best bet.
Yeah.
And obviously, it's gonna say, like, a growth has, like, a growth number, like a growth. I haven't figured out a word to, like, explain, like, what the number that represents how many points equals a level yet. But I want to make that a simple term so that it's not just growth number. And so there's individual terms. There's the number of growth points you need to level up, and then leveling up.
Yeah, I would say those are definitely just called the growth points and level. Not necessarily growth level, just in the game there's always called level. Mm-hmm. As far as I'm aware.
So yeah, that's it. Pretty much, it'll function exactly the same.
Oh my gosh, how do we keep track of pluses and minuses on cards? Like, are we just
similar to Magic, you use a dice.
Okay, I just see it getting a lot more out of hand in in Teppen, like if I'm playing Charge Shot, that's gonna be hell to keep track of my like 18 units and stuff.
Oh yeah. That's the thing is like it. If any
Okay, we didn't win.
any kind of format you if the basic putting all the cards out there, things are gonna be hard. So we're gonna have to make formats that limit certain things. If we want there to not be chaos, like if we want like a very simple format, we can have like simple rule set basically where it removes certain mechanics like perhaps hero arts and just makes it just a card game. Or
That's sacrificing too much identity.
Yeah, I know that's not like something I want to do either. But like it's something on the board that we can mess around with it. I'm trying to make.
I think we have to make a lot of this digital. Like keeping track of memory is one thing, but having to keep track of AP constantly going up and down, like if I'm putting like.
We could also just make like a simple. I could probably see about making a simple app that like acts as a counter app.
Yeah, something that just has like a little like up and down numbers that you can like toggle around would be massive to just keep track of your art points.
I know like Tabletop Simulator has a thing where you can make like simple counters and stuff to go with the game. I think so. Tabletop Simulator, that version of the game, will be much better hands-on, or much better than hands-on like physical in real life version of this.
Probably, yeah, because it will be able to emulate a lot of the traditional stuff that we're used to being automated.
Exactly. Speaking of that, then over here we have the card structure. So we have like the very basic components labeled here. So you have your unit attack and HP, you got your rarity marker, your tribe symbol, your card color symbol, and the card's MP cost. And then down here, we have the prototype, which is
okay, yeah, we gotta make a text box. Oh yeah, they'll look different.
So yeah, it'll look much different. So and this is very simple, just boxed out, like no like elements ripped or anything like that.
Right.
Using what's in this. So like obviously across the top we have the card's name, which will be very necessary. Potentially also like the card's set number up here, maybe, or maybe down at the bottom, like or in the middle, kind of like what Pokemon does or Yu-Gi-Oh does, where they have like the set and number that it is in that set.
Yeah, that's a good idea to have on there for historical value and such.
Right, and also just to make, because like some cards have like the exact same name, but they're from a different
Oh,
set.
right. I almost forgot, yeah.
There's like 2 or 3 different clear red fields in the basic set.
Just in basic? That's pretty funny.
There's no identifying like tags on the name, just like sharpshooter, clay red field, or anything like that. Just clay red field.
Whoa, that did so much.
And the top corner doesn't change that much. Top corner is or top left hand corner is cards cost, color symbol, tribe, stays as simple.
Of course, yeah.
To keep to kind of like fill out this middle section here, so it's not just image text box frame with a frame around it. I figured putting the rarity marker in the middle there kind of helps break up the card a little bit.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Makes it look nicer.
Yeah, and those are like...
feels the middle of it.
Yeah, that's a good one. Because I feel like the legendary little symbol should still be on legendary cards to make them like, you look at it and you're like, okay, then we have one of those. I guess everybody who plays this is going to be very familiar with the cards, I assume, but you never know. Maybe we'll get like friends to play and they'll just...
To be fair, most of this is for people who played Teppen.
Yeah.
Like, we're probably not going to get a whole lot of new people, except for people who are like, hey, I've just printed out all these cards for this card game I used to love to play. Would you like to try it out with me?
Exactly, yeah. It's very possible.
Massively worldwide, we're probably not going to see a bunch of people playing together.
Yeah.
But I would love to show this to like my friends in the future. Be like, yeah, this is the game that I was the champion at, and check it out. We can still play. I can show you on my phone, but we can actually play in person. That would be so cool to be able to show people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then in the bottom, we got effect box, which obviously this can all just be stretched into flavor box if the card doesn't have an effect. But every card has a flavor text box because every card has flavor text, so that'll always be there. Very similar to Magic the Gathering, that always has I think 90% of the time, cards in Magic the Gathering have a flavor text at the bottom. And Yu-Gi-Oh only has flavor text in the box if, for whatever reason, the
it's a normal,
effect, which we don't see. Yeah, normal type. And
I love the Yu-Gi-Oh normals. There's so many funny flavor texts in Yu-Gi-Oh, like the Joey cards that are like written from Joey's perspective, as if he's like just summoned the card and he's like, this card's got the strongest attack stats in the world. He'll beat you with one slice of his alligator sword. I don't know. Yu-Gi-Oh's got, when it does have flavor text, it's always pretty fun.
We don't see enough normal monsters anymore, man. Like they just sort of slowly disappeared, and like power creep has made like normal monsters completely like obsolete.
Well, sometimes they come up and are broken. Like I don't play anymore, but my friend always tells me when something weird is happening in Yu-Gi-Oh. They released like one a while ago called Dippity, and Dippity took the format by storm, dude. Dippity changed things.
I didn't hear about that.
It was like,
I don't play competitively.
Yeah, true. I don't either. But it was like a Fiendsmith enabler and a Primite enabler. Primite made normal monsters very relevant, especially with Blue Eyes. I like to stay abreast of Yu-Gi-Oh. It's like a lot of people stay up to date with MTG. I like to have knowledge of what's happening in Yu-Gi-Oh. It's one of the other, even though it's like impossible to like be good at. That's such a hard game. I still like to follow it, you know. It's always cool what
I mostly got into truly started getting into Magic the Gathering when they announced the Avatar Last Airbender set.
I do want to play, like, maybe when Star Trek comes out. I might play that with my friend who's a big Trekkie.
Nice.
Yeah, MTG.
I recommend it. It's pretty good. I also maybe check out the Avatar Last Airbender cards because they're pretty cool too.
Some of the Last Airbender cards my coworker always tells me about. They're a big MTG player. Firebending seems really fun. I just like that they captured the flavor pretty well, I feel like.
A deck built around... So Firebending, gives you mana when you attack.
Yeah.
And so...
I feel like I would just like it because I'm always an aggressive player.
My commander has the ability that when a creature's attack triggers an ability, you double that effect. So I would get, massive amounts of mana to play, spells...
Aurora Veil was so wrong there.
Before the combat phase ended, and yeah, I would just it was ridiculous.
Sorry, I got distracted by trying to not lose at Pokemon, but we'll see. I think I win for once.
Nice.
Anyway, sorry.
You're good.
I'm not as talented at the Game Grumps or Markiplier at playing a game and having a conversation at the same time. I've only ever had to talk to myself.
It's a skill.
It is. I'm already bad at remembering what I said 2 seconds ago. So actually having a conversation and I'm so not engaged with the game for the most part.
I think Veil will be as strong as it was in original Teppen, yes.
Which means it's pretty bad.
Yeah, no, it'll probably be just again, it'll block any direct targeting. But, random...
Oh, that did such little damage.
The hard part is going to be figuring out how to do random effects.
I blew it. It lived! What the fuck? This Gengar sucks ass.
Because there'll no longer be, there'll no longer be, a random computer system to do it. You'd have to have, I could see...
We just use dice, I guess.
You could do dice, or, if your friends are okay with it, you could have, on your phone, one of those, random wheel things.
That's a funny way to do it.
On the board's name, and just, spin the wheel.
I feel like dice is pretty proven in card games. Rolling a dice is always pretty fun in a card game, when you hit a random card out of your opponent's hand or whatever. rolling the dice to see if you get the one
you
that.
probably just have like for like cards that affect like random creatures on the board or random units on the board. You could probably just be like, okay, roll a d4. If you roll 1 through 3, you pick one. It's like 1, 2, 3. Or if you roll 4, you roll again until you get one.
That's pretty historically proven to work pretty well in card games.
Yeah. And then obviously we have the attack and HP down here on the side next to the text box. I want to try and keep the orientation the same as on the original card.
Okay, yeah.
But if necessary, we could always just like do again like Yu-Gi-Oh or Magic and have them side by
Yes,
side.
I win!
Like that, because it's a very sharp, like it's a very defining part of the card.
Totally, yeah. Yeah, if the little if you find a way to like make the little up and down arrows like on the cards, that would be ideal. They look nice.
So my sister's an artist, and we're gonna work together on making the frames and the elements from the card so that we can use them to copy and paste.
All right, I gotta say, overall, I'm like pretty impressed with what you have here. It's a lot more fully formed than I thought it would be. I thought it was just like in the idea stages, but you actually have like a rule set and like concepts.
This is still very early on. It's nowhere near playable in a meaningful way. But like, yeah, no, like this is like the important part is like the design stage, because if you fail here at the design stage, then it doesn't matter what you do. It's all gonna just
What's up, Zed?
fall apart as soon as you go to play it.
What's up? We are playing Poke Champions, but we're also talking about Xeonus's Teppen offline conversion. So right now, Champions is mostly background noise to talk about the future of preserving Teppen, but I love Champions. It's so fun to have a new game to put endless hours into, to learn and get better at. I haven't answered your questions. Oh, just a second. Let me pick my team really quick.
Which let's see. Let me go back and look.
Maybe the question about AP.
Do attacks auto-resolve after both players do something? How does the turn system work? I have that down here below. We can go over that here in a second. What is the growth-based effects, like the HP plus and damage enemy units? So yeah, those will trigger when you level up. Same as it does normal growth.
Hojo, if it's historically accurate, that guy's got the greatest toolbox of all time. It's almost unbeatable. You just have to draw him to win. It's proven, and he won the final match at Teppen, dude. Yeah, he'll be the strongest. We're not gonna ruin the. We're gonna. Hopefully, these cards are gonna be.
So yeah, like again, my goal right now is to get the entire game converted as is, and then after that, we can start making our own adjustments to make it our own and make our own cool formats and rules and such that we can play under, so that like we can add extra board slots so that we can have more units on the board, or extra EX pockets, or more cards per hand or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Having like a commander that you can, that like every time you having like a commander like that you have to the side, like inside like its own special EX pocket, that every time it's destroyed goes back there, or like gives you the option to send it back there or to the graveyard. Is something we could do. There's lots we could do. We can make it so that like you just select a hero and you have access to all 3 of their hero arts at any time.
Whoa, that would be that would actually be pretty sick. I've always wanted to be able to do that. Yeah.
Right, and you just have to pay the specified AP for it. But maybe like maybe there's just like a slight bump to the cost so that like certain ones aren't spammed.
Zed, is that yes, Zed? We're talking about the potential preservation of Teppen. Currently, I feel like people are starting to work on cracking the APK, but some people believe that the APK might be linked to the server that's going down in a day or two. Who am I switching to? Oh, yes, obviously I'm switching to this. But yes, we're finally talking about the tabletop Teppen version that is being worked on. It's quite fully formed for what it is. Obviously still early, but there's a lot to it. There's a lot of good ideas in here. But But yeah, at the moment I'm also very, very flamethrower. That's perfectly fine. I am still really hopeful that somebody is able to crack the APK. I think we need to get it in the hands of somebody who has more knowledge of that type of thing, because I think that the people in the community are reaching roadblocks, and we're trying to see if we can like copy somebody's account information, but nobody's really stepped up for that. I could possibly offer my account information if somebody, yeah, die, Venusoir. You are dead. Die. Was that a Ganon YouTube poop reference?
More of a Virgil.
Oh, okay. I was almost impressed.
Scum.
Also a good
You will
reference.
not forget this devil's power.
Not a bad Virgil. I should work on my... I should incorporate more impressions instead of just Wesker all the time as the default impression.
I grew up on DMC3. That was my first Devil May Cry game. Devil May Cry 3 was the first game I beat beginning to end.
Total
So
masterpiece, yeah. I played it like a couple years ago, and I was really impressed with it, even playing it just fairly recently.
It's so good.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hope that it gets a remake, and I hope that they do it very faithfully. But I also kind of want to see them fix the very few things that are bad with that game, like some of the annoying enemies, and some of the like I'd like to see them like maybe remix some things to make them a little more I don't want to say interesting, but like it'd be cool to see like new like the section with the 3 trials.
Is that like at the end when you're fighting the chess pieces?
No. That's like mission 6 or 7 before you fight Virgil.
Oh, okay. I don't specifically remember the 3 trials, but I probably remember it if I were to...
It's the one... So there's the one that's like it's like the Phoenix Riddle, where it's like you have to go through the doors that are numbered based on, and it's based on like a man's a baby crawling on all fours, a man standing on 2 feet tall, and then an old man leaning on his cane.
Oh. Man, I don't remember this part at all. I literally don't remember this part at all. Probably an essential part of the game.
Especially if you, because like technically you only have to do 2 trials. If you do all 3, then you get the Artemis gun. But if you do,
bro, you're making me think of Sonic Heroes. There's a part in that where you have to do 3 trials, and it's hard as fuck. That's the hardest game of all time. Sonic Heroes, I hate it. Anyway, sorry, just associating things, just loose association. That is my most hated game. That is like, let me go off on Sonic Heroes for a second. That is one of the worst games of all time. That is like the one game that I had, like, as I played it, I became like a prisoner of the game. Like, just playing that game induces stress. Because any press of a button can kill you at any moment. So you start playing the game like so delicately, like...
Glad I never played it then.
Dude, it's the worst Sonic game, and Sonic rules. Sonic is bad to me, but that's my hot take. He's super likable. What do you mean Sonic is bad? He's just a guy.
That's like those people who are like, oh man, I feel bad for Sonic fans, and it's like, why do you feel bad for us? Because you get nothing but garbage games, and it's like, yeah, because everything has to be fucking either Skyrim or Expedition 33 for you fucking people. Like, damn.
There are definitely, okay, a lot of...
Sometimes a game can just be like a video game-ass video game. Just leave it alone. Not everything has to be a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah, we're in a pretty good era for Sonic, I think. Like, the last couple Sonic releases have been awesome. Literally just talking about Shadow in the movie.
Sonic games had pretty bad fucking level design, I'll admit that. But that's
which ones?
The first couple of Sonics, like, it's...
Okay, Sonic 1, bad levels. Sonic 2, banger after banger. What are you talking about? That game is all killer, no filler. There's, like, hardly a dull...
Yeah, Sonic Adventure had some really good level design.
I love Sonic Adventure. That is my favorite one.
That the game doesn't give you any kind of map or anything, and so
Yeah.
that makes it hard to understand whether you have to commit it to memory, and because there's so many like different
Good point, I
paths, it's hard to memorize it because you're like, okay, it's hard to memorize like all those levels with all those paths.
Yeah, I definitely got lost on the overworld a lot back in the day.
Chunks of it at a time as you're running past it.
Yeah, easy game to get lost in, but that's kind of like the joy of those old games is that they're just making worlds and stuff. They didn't know if it was like the right way to make a game, so over the top shaped, so confusing.
Right.
So there's
If
definitely
anything,
a
they
joy
did
to
that
the
because they
roughness of
intended
it.
for people to get lost in it, because that was like kind of a game design thing back in the day. Was if you wanted people to pay for your game, there had to be enough content to justify them not bringing it back and going, okay,
The double protect,
I want to
greedy. They blew it. I hope I went off of them good and greedy. Otherwise, it's over.
Reel it back in on this tangent.
Yeah, no, that was a lot of good Sonic discussion. Thank you for not hating Sonic, Zio.
You know what? I can't hate anything truly.
Really?
Everything.
I just talked about how I hated something, Sonic Heroes. I hate it. There are many a game I hate.
I can dislike things, but I can't truly hate things.
Okay, that's healthy.
Like there's very, like people were like a good example is like people say the first Suicide Squad movie is garbage, and I'm like, it's okay for what it is. It's not like. Oh yeah yeah, that's me.
Yeah, this is a community-led initiative. This isn't just happening randomly. We're chatting with community members.
Yep. Speaking of which, let's get back to that real quick.
Yeah,
let's
let's
finish my little story.
Because we're definitely winding down
like,
here, so I would love to finish in the next, 30 minutes tops. Yeah.
We're gonna quickly go over, mechanics and, just speed past them, and then we'll go over turn structure. But, yeah, people said the first Suicide Squad movie was garbage. And
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is bad, this is terrible. And I was like, it's okay for what it is. It's a movie-ass movie. It's a comic book movie. It's not supposed to be Shakespeare.
Bro, a lot of people hate that movie from Jump because of creepy ass Jared Leto. But at the same, to appreciate Jared Leto, you have to understand that he has become cast very well as creepy fail people who you don't want nothing to do with. So he's using his real life horror. Yeah, no, he's horrible. But he's a pretty good actor, and he's kind of pretty. But at the same time, I'm halfway attracted to him, and halfway extremely repulsed by him.
Right. He's a pretty man, but he doesn't. But he's not a good person.
No, not at all. But
all right, let's
I wanted to say I like his movie. I like his movie where he plays a transgender woman, which is very problematic. But he's really good in that movie, Dallas Buyers Club. He gets really thin, and he He makes weird poses in the mirror. It's quite upsetting, but very well done. That's a highlight. Okay, anyway, Teppen talk.
We should just
this is what happens when you put two.
Like a weekly podcast.
That could be fun. This is just what happens when you put two
honestly,
ADHD.
I want to do a podcast with people, but I say, hey, let's do a podcast, and then they're like, they never get back to me about it, and I'm just like, okay, well, I can't expect someone to show up weekly, but maybe I can start hosting just a weekly podcast with varying guests.
If you wanted to do that on your channel, I would be interested in appearing. But on my channel, I'm not about to become a podcast channel. I want to stay focused on Capcom stuff and competitive games mostly.
Perfectly fine. I think I'm gonna do that, and we can.
That could be sick.
No one can say anything about it. All right. So, first things first, Explorer adds a card to the EX pocket. Then not much needs to be changed for that. Ascended, play a unit on top of a unit, get an extra ability.
It's a Yu-Gi-Oh! Tribute summon. That one's super self-explanatory.
Pretty much. Or another example would be maybe like an XZ summon.
Oh yeah.
For those who don't really see tribute summons or don't know what.
Aesthetically, it is close to XZ's. Back in my early videos, I would sneak in Yu-Gi-Oh! Lingo because my one friend who was a Yu-Gi-Oh! Player was at first the only person I was making the videos for. So whenever I would ascend something, I would be like, I overlay the card for another card.
Right, and that's something we could also do. Is I also want there's some cards that have very similar effects, but they have no keyword, and I figured we could also make keywords for those.
That's very, very rare. I know what you're talking about. There's a couple of cards that Don't say unleash, for example, is all I can really think of off the top of my head. But
Right. Or there's a couple of other ones that it's like, what is it? It's there's also cards that have very similar effects to things that have happened, but like they didn't update the card to say that. Like for instance with resonate.
oh yeah,
There's a couple cards that like it just says instead of saying resonate, it just says like when an action card is played.
really.
So just updating it so that it's just resonate this effect. Or like a good example, Legendary Ryu in the core set. His effect is based off of.
Oh yeah, it's not attacking.
Deal. When attacking.
Wait, maybe it does say attacking. Does it not say attacking on it?
I think it's. I think it says.
It says when attacking.
I think it says when attacking. I think it does. I haven't copied that card yet. I'm still on the basic cards.
I wanted to respond to Zed. Zed says, now I'm here with even more ADHD. Zed is like the ADHD champion, apparently, with the highest level of all of us. Which is like...
His ADHD level is over 10,000!
He does not conceal it. He does not conceal his power level.
Remember when people used to be like... I had a friend who was like, I'm concealing my power level. Referring to autism.
His autism level is over 9,000!
Exactly. That's definitely like a thing I'm glad people don't say anymore. Even though it is kind of funny.
It is hilarious, but it's not. It's only hilarious if you're in on the joke.
Yeah.
It's only funny when it happens to someone else.
And then I remember, I remember we were like hanging out with this guy who was like making that reference as we were walking around, and he was like, we were hanging out with somebody he didn't know, and he was like, they're a normie, they don't understand me, and then he made that reference, and then they started talking about Dragon Ball, and he was like, oh, I didn't recognize your game or whatever. Like he fully went 180 and was like, oh, this guy's also on the same page as me. He's also like a weird little guy. So it's always great when you can bond with people who are a little off beat, you know, similar to yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, regardless, reel it back in.
We can try.
Big fish. But yeah, regardless, Ryu, his ability is like when he attacks, he deals damage equal to the number of action cards you played that game. Which
Yes.
I feel like could be.
Oh, this guy doesn't know Pokemon. This guy tried to use Prankster with Sableye, but Dark-type Pokemon are immune to Prankster effects. That's something I'm barely even aware of. I was almost confused about that.
Fringe knowledge.
Forbidden knowledge for
I
real.
feel like we could turn that into like a memory thing. We could make it so it says deal damage equal to memory.
I guess there's no reason to change that. But equal to memory is definitely not something that's ever been written on a card, so it does sound a little weird.
Yeah. But that's
No.
something I'm humoring, you know, for some cards, again, that could use like a little updating to keep them from being convoluted.
Right, yeah.
Resonate pretty much stays the same when action card is played, trigger the effect. Rush. So this goes into like the attack thing. So
One thing with Resonate that is important, just before we pass over it, is you gotta remember that Resonate is unrespondable in any way. It is literally uninteractable. It does not go on the stack or anything. It just happens separate from gameplay mechanics, practically.
Let me add that real quick.
Yeah. Because that is definitely an important aspect of how all of the Resonate effects are designed, is that they're very unrespondable.
One thing I love about Obsidian here is that when I go to put parentheses or anything that you put on two sides of something, it automatically puts the other one on the other side, so I don't have to press the button on the other side. I can just do the one at the beginning and then forget about the other one.
Cool.
It's such a nice quality of life thing. I love Obsidian. I'm glad I found it. I was hesitant at first because I was like, open source, I have to do stuff. Nope, it's so good. I love it. So, yeah, got that added. Rush.
Sweet.
In this current attack system that I have, a US.
Wait, I gotta stay responding to chat. Sorry, we'll try to wrap up, but I want to interact with my chatters as always. See, this is so difficult. It's so difficult to balance these 4 things in front of me. A conversation, Pokemon. I guess it's only 3 things. But what said he lowered his ADHD and overcame it? I've never heard of that. Did you, like, medicate, like, so much that it, like, altered your brain chemistry? Anyway, that's the only message I need to... Sorry, keep going with your thing. Try to ignore my tangentials.
Oh, you're good. So, yeah, as soon as it's played, it doesn't attack. And that's not counterable in, like, a sense of, like, you can't, like, play an action card to react to it.
Okay. I think Rush was always slightly respondable. Like, it was a skill check to respond to Rush.
Early days it wasn't. Like, I remember very early days, like, Rush was, like, gave you, like, 2 nanoseconds to respond, if I remember correctly. And then
I don't think they ever adjusted Rush. Rush has always been 3 seconds from the attack line. Cards that have Rush agility are 1.5 seconds, so those are very hard to respond to. But legendary cards with Rush are pretty respondable because it plays a big animation, so it's always like a skill check to like try and respond. That's just a big buff to a lot of cards. Like responding to like just in like core set. Dude, I'm on a 3-win streak right now actually. But just responding to like core Ryu with Hadoken is pretty real. That's a pretty realistic situation.
Okay, that'll make you make that interactable.
I think it should be, because that's a pretty major buff to cards. Yeah, you could...
Evans,
I think it should attack immediately, but they should be able to respond in somewhere.
Now that you said that, I really do agree.
Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, evidence and present pretty much stay exactly the same. If the card says gather evidence, you gather evidence counters, and then you use present, and you use those counters.
Evidence super simple, yeah.
Huh?
Evidence is very simple, hard to fuck that one up.
Very hard. You know, it's hard to say you gain resource, you lose resource.
Okay, how do I do this? Okay, we'll try this again.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It hasn't worked
like,
yet.
Like, if I remember correctly, very early days, and I played, like, when Teppen was first coming out, like, because I saw an ad for it when it very first came out, talking about it, and I was like, oh, cool, Capcom? Card game?
Hell yeah.
And I remember playing, and I remember, like, maybe it got rectified very early on.
Possibly, yeah.
Complained about it. But, like,
I suppose that's possible.
Rush being, like,
oh, I think I know what you're thinking of.
I
think you're crossing wires in your brain. One of the most powerful strategies in early Teppen was instant attack. Cards like...
Was there a card in instant attack that early on, though? I'm talking
yeah,
like
core set, absolutely. Like, the strongest archetype was, like, red-black, Spike Launch, and I'm pretty sure they used instant attack. The card was the one with the one with Hugo on it. I forget its name. But that's from Core, so it was in the very first release of the game.
Huh. God, it's been a while.
Hell yeah, it has.
Yeah. 6 years goes by.
You can make rush and or agility instant. You can make with a freeze that makes opponent drop a card. Like Zed is saying, when you activate a rush or agility unit, the game would like go to action phase, and then you have to do something. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like a priority shift.
Okay.
Like basically it's the second you play it, it gives your opponent the opportunity to play an effect.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yu-Gi-Oh has something very similar to that.
What is kind of corroborating your story that Rush might have been instant attack early on?
Yeah, that's what I thought as well. I read that, and yeah.
I guess I'm not the most reliable for day one Teppen.
Well, it doesn't hurt. You know, we're all just trying to make the game as fun as possible here. So.
Oh, okay. Zed is saying that we should try to incorporate last-second blocking type of interactions, because that is easily one of the most interesting Teppen interactions.
Give someone the opportunity to give someone the opportunity to play like a unit too as well.
Well, specifically how you can make your opponent drop a card that they're hovering. This is probably one of the things that would be by far the most difficult to incorporate into Teppen offline. But in Teppen, when your opponent was at like the very last couple frames of when your unit was about to attack at the last couple frames of its attack,
Yeah, you would trigger like an effect that would
Yep.
block their.
you would drop an action, or you would activate a neutral hero art that didn't do anything important to make them drop a card. That's one of the coolest mechanics in Teppen. It would be really cool if we could somehow make like a whole separate mechanic where you can sometimes interrupt. Like, that's just something to consider. Having the potential for interrupts like that would be cool as hell.
Yeah.
Might be hard to implement, but it is cool as fuck.
Yeah, I'll definitely take that into effect. I'm gonna write a little note over here.
Yeah. But it would have to be like something like different from turn structure, kind of. I don't know how you would. How do units attack? Do they like move across the board every phase or something, or is it every unit attacks during the battle phase?
So there is an attack phase, and all units on the board attack. But there's like a priority of like player turn of the turn player's units attack, and then the opposing turn the opponent's units attack.
Oh, I don't know about that. I feel like
Like
it.
a hand trap. I could see like potentially some sort of hand trap situation.
A hero art hand trap,
where,
like an interrupt hand trap. What is the
Yeah.
mechanic from Fusion? I'm interested. Is Fusion like a mobile card game? I'm not familiar with it.
So DBZ, I don't.
It's not
I never
Dokkan.
played DBZ Fusion, so I've only ever played Dokkan. I've never played any DBZ card games.
The IRL one
definitely,
seems
like-
fun. But that's just been taken over by... It's just been replaced by One Piece at this point. Anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, if you want to hit me up and explain that.
The fusion aspect, yeah, that seems
Yeah, that
worth
would
noting.
definitely. Yeah, I definitely want to take.
We denied
solutions
Trick
on
Room. I
card
think we're
game.
about to go on a 4-win streak while discussing cool things to discuss. Ooh. Did I bring fucking Sneasler?
Alright, I got that
forgot
written down,
Sneasler.
potentially adding a card drop mechanic. So you can either use it the last second to overpower a blocker or add damage to face. So I could see that. I think what we could do is potentially just make it so that like you can play a card in response to an attack. So that
Bro, call it Teppen. Call the mechanic
you can-
Teppen. Like, the moments where you go over the opponent and outplay them are so essential to Teppen. Like, you just got Teppened, motherfucker! Like, those are the best moments in Teppen, is when you are more prepared than your opponent is.
right. Yeah. I could definitely see like some kind of mechanic that makes it so that way when you respond to an attack, you can play a card,
I think I
unit or
lose.
action.
I don't think I can beat
when
King
played stays the
Gambit.
same combo. All right, so here we're getting into the ones that get a little weird during combat. So combo: when attacking, deal damage twice.
Zed says they like
Okay.
Teppen as the name for this mechanic. I think it's a good idea. It's definitely will be experimental, but I think this would be like one of the things that would make the tabletop conversion the most like enticing to people to be like, you can Teppen in Teppen.
I can teppen and teppen.
Exactly. Okay, so what was the next mechanic? Agility?
So combo.
Combo,
When
okay.
dealing damage, when attacking, deal damage twice. So it's very important the wording to this. Very
Yeah.
similar to like most card games. When attacking, deal damage twice. Agility, during the attack phase, attack twice.
I see the difference.
So-
This is a good way to handle this,
so-
because in my mind,
Right? So
in my
so
mind,
you
agility is
have
much
combo and
stronger.
agility.
Yeah.
So basically, you're dealing damage twice and you're attacking twice.
I don't think
Considering
I
that
can
you
win
only attack
this.
once per turn.
I can't win this. I think I lost.
Flight. It works the same. When attacking, if the unit in front does not have flight or anti-air, it deals damage to the player directly. Anti-air can block flying creatures. Decimate, when you destroy the unit in front by attacking, activate effect. Crush doesn't take counter damage. Shield, the first time they take damage, they just lose 1 shield. MP boost, gain. So this one.
That seems very
is
difficult to
interacts
implement.
with the MP. Yeah, this it interacts with the MP gain, the MP gain mechanic of the basic MP gain mechanic. Gain the specified amount of MP every time you gain MP.
Yeah, we lost.
So rather than it being a percentage, you would be. I'll explain that later. But each time you would gain MP, you would gain like 1 MP or 2 MP, depending on like how much you're supposed to be gaining off of this effect.
So like
So,
we would change
MP
MP
boost
boost
1,
20. MP boost 20 would like add 1 to how much MP you gain every phase or something. That seems like a lot. That seems like a more than it traditionally has gained. Because like the only one that
MP boost 20 would be like 1 MP.
per turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So every like 20% would be just one bonus every time you gain MP. So you would gain. So if you would gain. You gain 1 MP per phase, I think I have it set up as right now.
That makes, and there's 3 phases a turn, right? Or you should gain 3 MP per turn.
I think it's so you start the game with 4 MP, just
Right.
like the normal game, but you gain 1 MP each phase.
Okay, yeah, that works. And then
So-
MP boost would make you gain 1 more MP per turn, or like
So it really depends. Like it'll scale like for like the ones that are like 100%, you gain like 2 or 3.
that's the easiest one to. It just doubles it. But MP boost easily seems like one of the hardest mechanics to translate properly because it's so essential to teppen, and it is fully real time based. I'm just thinking of my team here. Really quick.
Counter damage, yes. Similar to like if you attacked twice. So you're asking does it do that with combo? No, with combo it only counts as 1 attack, so you only take the counter damage once.
Spiritomb is a cool trick room mon. I don't know how I deal with this team. This seems kind of spicy. At least I don't have dumbass Sableye. That's my most hated guy, I've decided. Not before this stream, but this stream has made me a Sableye hater. Big time.
Let's see. But yeah, MP boost will be hard to figure out, but we can play around with it, and in playtesting we'll figure out what works and what doesn't.
Okay, that's fine.
Maybe have it so that MP boost gives you like MP at the beginning and end of your turn, or during certain transition phases.
Yeah.
We'll see.
That one will need some. That one can like go on the back burner and be workshopped more.
Right, there's not that many cards in Basic that do that. Like, beyond, like, I think a couple of Felines cards.
Right. Which are...
I think...
Although,
one
admittedly,
card that
once we get past Basic, Core, the initial release of Core, MP Boost was the strongest mechanic in the game. So, for historical accuracy, it'll have to work somehow.
Right. Seal. Remove all abilities and effects from the specified unit. Just like the game. Pretty hard to mess up. Death, when destroyed, activated effect. Pretty hard to mess up.
Mm-hmm.
Spillover. When attacking, deal half damage to adjacent enemies.
Oh, they can switch out Spiritomb. I forgot that Shadow Tag doesn't affect ghosts. We'll get this Drampa at least, and that should be pretty broken. Alright, sorry. Keep going. Spillover. Yeah, that's easy to translate.
Yeah.
In memory, we talked about earlier.
So
That'll just be kept track of on like a piece of paper or like a calculator or an app or something. Is the best way to keep track of memory, I think.
Yeah, that'll probably like I said, I'll probably figure out how to make like a simple like counter app or companion app that can keep track of your health, your AP, your memory, and your evidence and stuff like that.
Yeah, because there's quite a bit to keep track of.
So halt will work as the halted unit does not attack or counter for a specified amount of time. So a specified amount of phases or like a specified amount of turns, depending on like how long the unit is to be halted.
And I just realized there's no attack line, is there? Attacks just happen when they're like during the battle phase automatically.
Nullified damage. What do you mean by that?
the attack line, the little line that progresses across the field. There's no attack line, is there? Because
No, I was talking about I forget what his Discord name is
Zed.
in chat. Zed, yeah, Zed was like just put nullified damage question mark.
Oh, that's what. I just called them what. In the Discord channel, they are Jimmy Blevins, Teppen Casual. Nullified damage is in effect. Nullified damage probably just lasts for like a turn or something.
Yeah, I think I covered that in I think Shield.
Nullified damage is a different effect. It doesn't exist in Basic. It's much later in the game that it's added.
Okay.
Not
So,
keyworded.
that's something else to keep in mind. We're only going over stuff that's in the basic cards. So the stuff that's in the basic cards will be covered, and that stuff will be converted as we get to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing shall be forgotten. But we're gonna.
But I was asking about the attack line because it's important for how Halt works. Halt initially would reset attack line, which made it way stronger. Even short halts were broken because they gave you like 13 seconds. They gave you 10 seconds of value, even though it only says 5 seconds on the card.
Right. So yeah, Halt does just makes it to where the unit does not attack or counter.
Okay.
Same way it does, but because there's no attack line, it doesn't affect that, so we don't have to worry about like resetting that or anything. Just when it'll attack when it's done halted.
Okay, but are there varying lengths of halt? Do you have a concept for like 5-second halt versus 13-second halt? Would that just be 2 turns of halt?
No. So like seconds of halt would probably. So if
because there is quite a big
like
difference between a 5-second halt card and a 13-second halt.
5 seconds of halt would probably be like 2 or 3 phases.
Okay.
Versus and that's important because it does not counter. So if you halt a unit and then play a card that has like rush or like rush or something that plays instant attack, then you don't take that counter damage.
Okay. So yeah, so you can still take advantage of the halt outside of just like one
combat phase,
yeah. I thought that at first it was just like one phase worth of halt, and it's like that's a pretty big nerf to halt. One of the strongest mechanics in the game's history. Although obviously some mechanics will be stronger or weaker in this version, just based on the nature of how different it is, which is quite different.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it'll be okay. We'll figure it out. And
they didn't switch out Spirit Tome. They don't know the mechanics.
I'm trying to keep it as faithful as possible.
They don't know. They don't know Pokemon like we do, Zed. We would have both nailed that. We would have got the Switch. I love beating up a child.
Locked. Again, same locked unit slot can't.
Oh, this is so good. Palafin with 0 Pokemon left. They can't switch out their Palafin. It's stuck in bitch mode. Wow, that was the best Parish song of the entire stream. Against Boy Employee. What an interesting name. I did have Shadow Tag active. It just doesn't affect ghost types. Wait, did I not have Shadow Tag? I'm pretty sure I switched back in my Gengar. I switched him out and back in on the same turn. You can do that. That's like the whole strategy with this team is you can switch Gengar out at the start of the turn, and then you use a slow switching move like Parting Shot to switch him in at the end of the turn. So he like phases. I never megaed? Oh my god. That's crazy. I am...
Two more mechanics over. Revenge will stay the same. How that will work card-wise, like how to mark that and denote that, that'll we're still working on.
Yeah, we were discussing that earlier.
It's pretty simple in and of itself. It's just execution of it that's the hard part, and we want to figure out how to do that.
Thank you for coming out, What? Thank you for discussing Teppen with us and for having Pokemon fun. We'll play. I'll 1v1 you in Champions soon. You said you wanted to, so maybe the next time we stream, or I'll just hit you up sometime and we'll play a casual match. But thank you for coming to watch and hang out. It's been a very fun stream tonight.
I'm having a blast.
Yeah, no, this was a good different. I was nervous about inviting somebody on to mic who's unvetted, like halfway unvetted. You could have just absolutely went off. You could have gone on like some crazy Alex Jones rant, and I would have had to just like delete part of the VOD.
I don't
Honestly,
like them putting waters of the chemicals in the water that turn the frickin' frogs gay.
the best quote ever. He's impossible to take seriously after he said that. So, definitely a self-defeating man.
He's hard to take. He's hard to take serious after a lot of the things he said.
True.
Oh my god, that guy's a joke.
He's pretty funny. He's a good meme.
He's a good meme, but like.
No, it's somewhat dangerous, but mostly inoffensive. Zio, were you at the team battle? I don't remember.
I don't think so.
I don't think he was. I think he might have.
I was going through a bunch.
Yeah, I think he might have shown up in chat on the team battle, but I don't think he was playing with us. Okay.
Yeah, I think I popped in and out.
Yeah.
But I wasn't able to join.
Well, let's try and wrap up these last little bits and bobs that we got going.
Yeah, we're on the very last mechanic, Veil, which works exactly as it does in the game. It just can't be targeted by hero ores or action cards.
Yep, it is hexproof.
Yep.
There's a history of this being easy.
That's literally impossible to fuck up. If you fuck that up, and when you're designing a card game, and you can't, if I couldn't convert that, I would have just quit.
The stuff that came straight from Magic should definitely work normal ways, yeah.
Right. So, like, it's not, like, a lot of other card games have done things similar to Teppen. It's just about converting the mechanics that are timer-based into not timer-based.
This person is so creative.
It wasn't homework, but I don't want to get into it on stream.
Huh.
But yeah, I was going through some stuff that
that
was making life very hard.
Yeah, I remember there was like a housing situation. I hope that that's like at like a stable period at the moment.
It is and it isn't.
Okay.
We're working on it, so.
Okay, well I'm always wishing you luck with that.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
And then we have the turn structure here.
Yeah.
So,
each phase is referred to as a tick.
terminology-wise,
Okay.
Yeah, each one is referred to as a tick, like a clock.
Yeah.
The original game was timer based. I figured, and also there's like a lot of like ticking noises and stuff like that. I feel like it's thematic, and it also helps differentiate the instead of like, it's the upkeep phase, it's the upkeep tick. So it helps give it a good terminology that feels separate from other card games.
Damn.
Because it's like, why would I play Teppen when I could just go play Yu-Gi-Oh? Why would I play Teppen when I could just go play Magic the Gathering? It's like, because we have cool, unique bullshit that isn't in those games.
Hell yeah. Okay.
So, startup phase, which is at the very beginning of the game, both players draw their hands, their 5 cards, and they gain 4 MP.
The base unit of time in old school RuneScape is a tick, so it's already a terminology with fans. People already like it.
Nice. You roll to decide who goes first. I guess you could do however you want to do this. Rock, paper, scissors.
Oh yeah, somebody has to go first. That's so effed up. Going first or second in Teppen, I like. That's not my favorite. Teppen is like inherently a game with no turns.
But you know what? That's healthy for a tabletop game. Is that it will make people. There will be early days of when people don't know. And each time a new set is added, they won't know like whether or not it's good to go first or second. Because sometimes cards make it good to go first, and sometimes cards make it good to go second.
Right.
Teppen will probably definitely have like a very good like second turn.
Traditionally, Teppen's second turn was way stronger. Being reactive was traditionally much stronger until they intentionally like it goes against the way most card games work, where going first is way stronger because being reactive is such a benefit in Teppen.
Exactly.
I was gonna say, so would the second player start their turn with 7 MP, and then if the first player passed, they would also have 7 MP to like respond and stuff?
So you gain 1 MP each phase.
Yeah.
So regardless.
But do you gain on both players' turns?
You still gain the MP when you gain on both players' turns. So
okay,
both
cool.
players gain that MP to keep reactivity up. So you have turn start, upkeep phase, which is where certain like certain timer-based effects that are like auto heal will probably use this, or like those effects where it's like a unit takes 1 damage every 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Those will probably be just like during upkeep.
Focus. It took my focus.
Take 1
That's so
damage.
rude.
Then we have. Let me see if I remember which button does the side scroll here. Oh, yep, it's that one.
That's a good point. Zed just brought up blue mana is the same, right? Like when action phase is initiated, both players get 2 mana to respond, right?
You know what? I completely forgot about
That's
that. Let me put it down here.
that's pretty essential. That's one of the things that encourages reactive gameplay and is super core to Teppen's identity.
Right. I've been looking at cards, but I have not really been playing the game all that much because
Seems hard to play at this stage, yeah.
Right. Well, also, it's just not that fun to play against the bots.
The offline game. Yeah, I haven't been playing offline that much either.
Well, also because like there's no room to breathe. They play cards instantly. If they can play a card, they play a card instantly. Like there's no breath. There's no human breath of it where it's like, oh, this guy played something. I have to drag this card across the board. They react to your plays instantaneously. So like there's no.
Yeah, that's the classic.
So yeah, it does.
Win streak simulator. Yeah, it is just like, have I broken the game? Am I willing to make the number go up? I feel like the bot strats are so easy to play around. They're so predictable because they always go for the destroy right away, and they always have only a single destroy in their deck. I'm pretty sure most of them. Maybe I haven't played enough to see like the heavy destroy decks, but from what I played, it was like pretty damn easy.
Okay. I've just got a note for now, so I don't have to like write the terminology out. But I do have a note here to add that.
Cool.
Just stack mana. So yeah, outlining how the action card stack works. That I forgot about that entirely. I was so focused on trying to make combat work, I forgot about action cards.
Big Green was never shameful, Zed. Big Green was always a deck you play when you're cool. But nobody... Was that a hated deck that I didn't realize was as hated as it was? I thought that people liked that one. I guess it does, like...
It's fun.
Big Green's cool as hell. I always thought that playing Timmy style...
Each deck is fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, each deck is fun in their own way.
Yeah.
You know? Okay, so... Main play phase, that's where you're going to play your unit cards, your turned unit cards.
I felt the same way about Charge Shot. Yeah, there were definitely Charge Shot haters in the Discord. People are always like, playing the best green deck ever, and I'm like, I do what I must.
God, early Charge Shot was like really busted.
The Haunted by Memories version, I never really played that one. I always wanted to go back. I guess I played stuff inspired by like the Haunted by Memories Charge Shot, but I always wished I could have played during Haunted by Memories.
We can adjust which version of the effect we use for hero arts.
Oh, it's got to be the current fully. I guess there's.
So no, I know what you're saying. Like we use the current version.
Yeah, I like the current fully buffed full power Charge Shot.
Like, right, we can make adjustments where it's like, oh, for this format we use the OG.
Oh yeah, that would be easy to do. Yeah, okay, that could be really fun. And then I never got to play Haunted by Memories at the time, so that would be pretty exciting to play tabletop Haunted by Memories. That would be sick as hell.
Right, to convert everything back to the way it was during that time.
Yeah.
The hard part is going to be if people can, if we have that archived properly.
I think the Teppen wiki has the patch notes, but yes, the website took down all of the patch notes like a couple months ago. Sucks ass.
You know what? Honestly, I was reading the patch notes to work on this.
Yeah.
And for the retrospective, and after a certain point, all the patch notes just refer to the website.
Yep, exactly. It's so stupid. I hate that they did that. I hope it's on the wiki. I'm not totally sure. I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try Gengar. Blastoise.
Main play phase. Play cards and units out of your hands. No worry about. So basically, the idea is that you get to play them for their cost, and there's no worry about priority on your end. But your opponent can play cards in response to your plays. So if you play a unit, they can respond with an action card. If you play an action card, that activates priority shift, and they get to respond with their card. I forget what they called it in the game. The real time action real response time.
Yeah, they had silly names for stuff. Yeah.
I just couldn't remember because my ADHD.
Right. Okay.
After that, we go into attack phase. It's important to note also that there is going to be like a phase shift priority shift. So like every time the phase changes, your opponent is allowed to play a card in response to the phase shift.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like any seasoned Yu-Gi-Oh player knows how it's something that new players do not understand, but I think most people who've played IRL tabletop card games understand that you pass the priority back and forth between yourself and the opponent. That's why people ask, do you have a response, so that they know when they are allowed to do things.
Right. I play this response.
Yeah.
Cool. I play this response. Oh, damn it.
And if you have no response, then it's usually an open board spate. Response to draw. That if somebody says that is concerning. That is usually a very bad sign.
I would say, not.
I'm about to get Droll and Lockbird, or I'm about to get freaking Mulch Armied when that happens. I lose.
So most times, when you draw a card, it is from an action card. So you already, to give someone additional response to the draw itself would be, I think, repetitive. And also that would work with with how the stack works.
Yeah, I guess you can't respond to draw phase. That's never been a thing.
When you draw normally...
Wait, there's no draw phase. There's no draw phase. Is there a draw phase? Why would there be a draw phase?
There is no draw phase.
Okay, good.
Because you...
Okay, the game still works right. Okay, it still works right.
Yeah, so as you play cards, you draw cards. So,
yeah, okay, cool.
Giving someone an additional... You pretty much... So, to give someone, response to draw would be too much.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be annoying.
Too nitty and gritty. But, good keeping an eye out. Oh, shit posting. Yeah. That was a good shit posting.
Response to draw is a very real mechanic.
Yeah, it's mechanic in other games. Then we have attack phase. So let me scroll over here real quick. Nope, I'm zooming out, not scrolling. There we go. During the attack phase, all units must attack the unit space across from them. Same as teppen. You can't attack cross or choose who attacks who beyond placing your expert placing of your units.
I feel like you should be able to play a unit during the attack phase to block.
So there is some. So you can play units as a response.
Okay, nice.
The same way when you're given priority. So if I play a card, if I play a unit in a slot, you can respond with a unit in the opposing slot if you want to, or a unit in a different slot.
What I'm saying is, in my opinion, when somebody is about to attack, before the attack goes through, you should be able to play a unit down, because last-second blocks are very real.
Like that.
What?
I think I have something like that outlined over here because
okay.
Because
I feel like last-second blocking and defensive play should be maintained. You should have to get those attacks in around their MP if you're really getting a full attack in.
Yeah. So, sorry, hold on.
Oh, that killed my ass.
So,
that's triple
attack phase starts. Turn player's units attack, and then we go into combat specifics. Attack is initiated. So when attacked effects activate. Then.
Oh, okay. The attack phase.
So when attack effects have activated, priority shift is given to the defending player to play. I put action cards, but you know what? I'm just gonna make it so that it's any card. Because,
Yeah.
you've got a good point. It is a very important mechanic to, like, block with another unit as the attack is happening.
Yep.
I might actually shift these two.
Yeah, because attacking effects would occur after the unit goes down.
Yeah. So, like,
attacking and attacks happen, like, simultaneously. There's no time in between the attacking effect and when the attack resolves. Those happen at, like, the same moment.
Gotcha. So attack's initiated, so it hasn't truly gone through yet. Priority shift to the opponent to play cards. Then when attacking effects apply, and the defending unit is damaged, and the attacking unit takes counter damage simultaneously. It happens at the same time, so there is no, unless a certain effect is in place, like something that resists that makes it where you don't take counter damage or reduces damage. You don't. There's not like a workaround to that where you can be like, oh, well, I did this during this, so I don't take counter damage.
Right, yeah, okay. If we want to get into the ultra specifics, then I believe the order it goes in is counter damage does occur after you do damage, and then that is important for certain cards that gain... Like, the best example is Great Jaggy would gain attack when it takes damage, so if it was counter-attacking, it would gain the attack before it would counterattack, but if it was the one attacking, it would gain the attack after its attack resolves. So, confusing little extracurriculars.
Definitely gonna have to look into that.
Yeah, that's getting into the ultra specifics of... I'm back, I made it. We're almost done, I think. I think we got like maybe 20 more minutes in us. This went longer than I thought it would.
Yeah, we're gonna figure this out. But yeah, this is the basic attack structure, and then after all that rounds up and all the damage is dealt out and the effects are applied, then the opponent player's units attack, and it repeats that cycle, and then attack phase ends.
Okay, nice.
And as attack phase ends, priority shift the opponent player to play cards real quick, and then main play phase 2, same as main play phase 1, except now it's at the end of the turn, and you don't have an attack phase to go into. Followed by end phase, which is just the announcement of the end of your turn.
Right.
And then turn transfer. So then the whole thing starts over back from turn start.
Zed says maybe depending on ticks for like when we can respond to a battle. Like you could have a 10 tick timer and anything below 3 ticks loses the ability to respond to an attacker with a blocker from hand into a free zone. That would be the most accurate conversion of Teppen. Giving like a 10 tick system, you'd have to find like a lot of places to insert ticks, but that would be the one way that you could most accurately capture MP boost. It would be a lot more complicated though, and I feel like
the only reason I don't want to do the timer system for the attack anymore is because we already have so much stuff.
No, I kind of agree. 10 ticks is a lot to keep track of, and it would slow the game to like it would really stall things out.
You have to keep track of each unit's attack and health. You have to keep track of your health and your AP already. If you're playing Explore, you have to keep track of what you can and can't explore, because what isn't or isn't in your Explore pile.
Called it.
I
knew they had that focus sash. Sorry, I'm trying to do a little bit of commentary on Pokemon.
Your, memory and evidence. So adding another like tick timer system that each player has to keep track of for all 6 units or more if we want to expand the board for another format, would severely bring the entire game to like a chugging halt every turn.
Yeah, 10 ticks would be too many, but it would be, it would be more accurate. It would allow more in-depth mechanics.
Like just having each unit attack, all units attack each turn, simplifies it and keeps the game's fast-paced energy going. reduces the amount of stuff that you have to keep track of.
Yeah.
No. So ticks are not turns. A tick is each phase. So, like, turns.
It's when you
start
gain
in a tick.
MP, because we have to
keep
implement
phases.
gradual MP gain throughout the turn. Is just how it's.
Yeah. So each tick or each phase, you gain 1 MP, and that's for both players on all turns.
Oh my gosh, the FPS in this game really chugs sometimes. Like that Quavel was moving in like 14
you're good,
FPS. It's a little confusing, yeah. I think that ticks and the MP gain is by far the most difficult thing to wrap your head around at the moment.
Yeah. It's just because we're
Swords Dance Mimikyu. Oh my god, is that normal? Do people do this type of thing? This is disgusting.
It's the niche. It's the niche meta.
Niche
You know,
upon
it's that
niche.
It's like that one guy who shows up with a weird but like strangely meta deck to a tournament and somehow manages to win it.
I always love those stories.
Winslop.
Winslob. That's a new one.
There's no rhyme or reason to it. He just showed up with cards that he likes that just so happen to be fucking good, despite the current meta.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, so we're trying to keep So by making all units attack each turn during the attack phase,
Hell yeah, that
and
was
during specified
awesome.
abilities, that it simplifies everything to the combat and makes the combat go faster, which leaves more room for interaction, and doesn't make everybody want to it's like when
I don't think pledge is in the game, Zed. I'm pretty sure there's no pledge in the game. I hope they add it. That's like we're talking about Pokemon still. We're trying to, commentate both things that are happening.
Oh, you're good. I was just giving you room to
Thank
talk.
you.
So,
I'm like, oh no, he's confused.
No. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't interrupt you.
Thanks, man.
But yeah, so no, you're good. It's like in regular Teppen, how like if you had an opponent who was just playing all action cards and you got pissed off and you didn't like that they were doing that, you could literally just stop responding and let the timer tick down each time. Only in this case, it would be like, okay, I'm tired of reacting and slowing down the combat. That's already really hard to keep track of. So instead, I'm just not going to do that, which brings down the reactivity and kills that part of the game. So instead, we just simplify everything down, and that makes it so that people are more willing to play in response to attacks, play in response to people playing units, so that there's
Killed him.
more player interaction, which is what we want. We don't want Yu-Gi-Oh! Where first turn somebody has a full board and the other person is halfway asleep because they forgot what the fuck was even happening, or went to go scroll on TikTok until this person was done with their 30-minute turn.
That does happen in Yu-Gi-Oh, but I feel like at the same time Yu-Gi-Oh gets somewhat of a bad rap. It's a very there's a lot of interaction packed into those turns. You're able to do a lot on your first couple turns to make it back and forth, even on your turn 0. Like a lot of decks these days have turn 0 plays that let you do a whole combo again on before you have your turn roll around. So Yu-Gi-Oh is well balanced, it's very interactive. But Teppen is supposed to be the most interactive card game, which is initially why I'm like apprehensive about there being turns at all. Although I don't know how you could design.
Yeah.
I don't know how you could really like agree to both play your turn at the same time. But
so there's kind of that here where like the turn structure is really just to kind of sort out priority. So like you can play any card in response to certain effects. Like if I play a unit, you can play another unit. If I attack, you can play a unit or an action card. You can play a unit or an action card when you are given priority, unless specific rules state otherwise.
Okay, yeah. What says
Like,
they have an idea for turns? I just had the idea that what if turns were simultaneous and it just switched back and forth who had priority? Like, what if there was the simultaneous turn and you both gain MP during, like, it would be very hard to keep track of is the only thing I worry about, but
right. Again, that's the only thing I worked with the turn system here is to make sure that it has very clear phases so that everything is in order, and then
that's true, yeah. It would
so that, and all it does is, and because MP gain is for both players on both turns,
yeah.
it
That's a good way to
all
capture it
does
at
is act
least.
as a way to sort out priority and make sure that and it passes back the main play priority, which allows like a player to get like a moment where like they can play what they want without having to worry about whether or not they have priority.
Right, yeah, it would be pretty confusing to have simultaneous turns, honestly. As fun as it would be, it's probably not the best way to do it.
As fun as it would be, as accurate as it would be a son of a bitch to keep track of.
Yeah.
So the best way to do it is to create a turn structure that is pretty much just there to keep. It's just there enough to keep everything afloat.
Right, yeah.
You know, it's like
This is a homebrew as fuck game.
It's like when, and you know what? It's like when you're building. It's like engineers versus architects. The architects design crazy, over the top bullshit that is like cool and neat to look at, but then the engineers get to it and it's fucking stripped down to the bones because all that cool shit doesn't keep the bridge standing.
Sure, yeah.
So as cool and as
Did my opponent
architecturally
leave? Did they set the
Right.
controller down? I think my opponent... Oh, no. I thought they might have walked away. Okay.
Either that or their internet is just shit.
They're just a very thoughtful person.
So yeah, like there's an illusion of turns, but that's mainly just to like make sure the priority is there so that players don't get confused about whose turn it is or who has priority
Right.
to play first.
What also thinks that simultaneous turns could be interesting? I think that could be a fun alternate rule set to like fuck around with a little bit. Once we like have like an initial test period, I think a format of simultaneous play could be an interesting thing to experiment with, to really see if we can like hone in on the ultimate teppen experience.
Yeah, we could see about
For
that.
the future,
Maybe we could have it. There's a potential we could have like have it where it's like player one play phase, player two play phase, and then player one phase two, player two phase two, and then revolve back to start. But
it could be pretty organic, like just like the MP just flowing and that being like the main thing that affects like getting lost in the turn structure of just like paying attention to how much MP your opponent has, being mostly focused on that. That could be like a really cool headspace to get into that other card games don't really like access, I think that it could be a very cool version of the game. It could possibly...
Yeah, we could see about it.
Yeah, I think
I'm not opposed to it, but
it's something to think about.
Yeah, it's something to think about. But the only thing I'm worried about is like the confusion of, oh well, whose like priority is it?
Right? All right.
And then that becomes a question of, okay, well, whose main play phase goes first? So there's still a who goes first scenario.
Yeah, that's true.
And then one person still gets priority to play during that the opponent's main play phase. So at that point, like
it's not that different, yeah.
You get to the response. Yeah, so by the time you get to the response main phase, like, they don't have any mana to play anyway, because they're going to be playing in response to their opponent, unless they just let their opponent play without responding. So that it would just create so many, like, logistical issues and hard questions in play that I'm not opposed to like playtesting to see if we can figure out how to make it work.
I would totally
But
be down to playtest both versions and see what's more fun, what's like the best like flow, like just making the game like keep moving. Like it seems like with how many mechanics there are, it does have the potential to be a slow game, which Teppen is not a slow game, so it'll be like striking the balance of it being of making a fast game out of tabletop Teppen would I think be one of the goals of
right.
playtesting.
Again, that's why I made the attack phase so simplified and just
Yeah.
attack response.
I did it.
Move on.
What was the win-loss ratio? Teppen did have slow matches. You're right. There's definitely stall in Teppen. There's definitely games that go to time. Black decks always run the. Oh, is there a timer? There's got to be a timer. I know like the initial instinct is that the game is slow. We don't want the game might be kind of long. But timer is so important to how Teppen works. Every single match of Teppen ever goes to time rules.
We could probably do something similar to what chess does, where like you have
Turn
a timer
clock.
that starts and stops on your turn, and if you exceed a certain amount of time, then per turn, or you exceed amount of time on the clock, then your time the time allotted for your turn is restricted.
That would be kind of stressful, though. That's like for super high-level chess players.
Yeah.
I think Jimmy Blevins also says a limited number of turns could be an idea. Just stuff that's I like that ideas are. At least both of the chatters here tonight have ideas that they want to like discuss. It seems like so. In the TEPLORD.
In the TEPLORDs, we have like a channel for it. If you
Yeah, that's
have
what I was gonna
ideas or
say.
you want to discuss something, absolutely come and say something. I'm always checking. I check Discord like once in the morning, and then throughout the day I check it because
Yeah.
I'm in so many other Discords as well. So
Yeah, I would
I'm
love to-
constantly looking. If you guys wanna stop in and be like, "Hey, I thought about this. What do you think?"
Yeah.
I'll listen and respond.
I think that'll be a lot of fun. I'm excited to.
I'm pretty happy with like how much thought you've put into this, how much progress you've made. There's like a lot more than I thought there would be. So I'm quite impressed with the state that it's in at the moment. Yeah, Zed says they don't want to dump all their theoretical mechanics in chat. So yeah, it would be great to have some discussions in Discord to really make this a fun game that people want to play.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also want to, take other people's ideas into account because, I'm also, this is a community game. This
Fuck
isn't just
yeah.
my game.
I'm glad that you have
So-
like that perspective on it, because Teppen was a game about the community. So I love that we're carrying that into the offline version. Is there anything else that we need to discuss tonight? We've been chatting for a while. I definitely would love to wind down in one more game of Pokemon here.
Let's see. We covered the card and its prototype covering. We covered the board.
Draw
We covered
works the same it does in Teppen. When you play a card, you immediately draw a new card. There's no draw phase. Draw is uninteractable. It doesn't go on I assume it doesn't go on the stack or anything. The draw just happens by gameplay mechanics.
The draw doesn't interact like anything like that.
Yeah, you can't respond to draw. It just your hand just immediately refills itself again. Yeah, Zed, those are some really important things that came up tonight that are like some of the more complicated stuff that's like that still needs like ticks. We have a good concept for now, but I think potentially coming up with an idea for simultaneous turns is cool as fuck. That would be my ideal version of the game where people just are focused on like the game state, not so much about the turn structure. That would be cool as hell. So I think pursuing
Perhaps
that
we
would be
could make
pretty cool.
A format of Teppen that has simultaneous turns,
Yeah.
but has a timer aspect to it where both players have to agree to what's being played and at what speed. So it's it's more of a respectful
What also says they have an idea for an even simpler version, which I think is a...
the one that spills out without needing to hold the thing.
Yeah. What says they also have an idea for an even simpler version, which I think would be a great idea. Like, different approaches to this is a good idea because
It's still so early. But what we have is like great to build on. I'm really excited for this project. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I guess there. Let's see. The only question I had written down was, does anybody think there's any mechanics that should be altered or expanded that we've covered today?
At the moment, implementing like last second blocking, the best way to do that would be a simultaneous turn structure. We also talked about like certain things like halt would be easier to implement if it was like longer simultaneous turns. Accurately, I guess. The way halt is implemented now, I think, is a good way to do it.
Yeah.
But I think most of them. I think you were taking notes at the parts where stuff was coming up. Like, I forgot to Mega Evolve. I surrender. We're doing another round of Pokemon where I don't fuck up. Maybe. In the ideal world, I don't fuck up this next one. This match was so free if I didn't fuck up. Frostlass against Mega Gengar is so bad. It gets one shot every time and it's slower than Mega Gengar, but I didn't Mega, so I'm an idiot. Okay, anyway, sorry that I'm constantly having these outbursts, these uncontrollable outbursts of burning rage. Let's see.
On the subject of the last second blocks, I think I said this before, but you can respond to attacks. By
You did come up with a solution for that. The decision,
that was accounted for, and so you can respond with playing a unit card when attacked. So that would act as your.
So yeah, I think this was a good discussion to get the ball rolling. There's a good starting ground. People have opinions that they're excited to share to make the game better, to make some progress with like any of the difficult parts to suss out. People want this to happen. So I think it's in a pretty good spot right now that it can be expanded on. I'm excited to have more discussions possibly on your channel in like podcast format. Because clearly we are able to go back and forth about the ideas about this. It's easy to talk about. We're both very passionate about Teppen.
Exactly.
So I'm excited to talk about it more. This was a lot of fun. This made stream go a lot longer than I thought it would. I thought this would be just a regular 2-hour stream. We went an extra 90 minutes here. I think we've been chatting for almost 2 hours, so do you have any final thoughts for tonight?
Thank you for letting me on and talk about it.
It was surprisingly very fun.
You also kind of lit a fire under my ass to get it like on a document, and so
hell yeah.
Thank you for that, because before it was just kind of sitting in my head and it wouldn't come out, and then you gave me kind of not a deadline, but like we'll talk about it when you got something solid.
Yeah, what you got is cool.
That pushed me to do it.
Fuck yeah! I'm glad to be a part of this. It's a very cool thing. It's an important thing. So I'm looking forward to the next couple the progression of it. We'll definitely talk again. I'm gonna wind up this last match of Pokemon. We'll call it a stream. So thank you for coming out to chat, Zionis.
No problem. Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. Talk to you soon. Bye bye, Zio.
Talk to you later. Have a good.
Oops, I hung up on him. I think he was going to say have a good stream. Have a good night, perhaps, because this is the last match of stream. All right, this was also this was a fun challenge of my streamer skills. They were definitely. Did I fuck up again? There's a channel for did I fuck up again? Are you saying, bruh, because I'm bad at Pokemon, really, really bad? I did double into the Pokemon that's using Protect. Halt seems like a nightmare, but I see it being simple. The way it's implemented right now is pretty simple, but it... I hung up on Zio, yeah. He was about to say that he was about to, like, have a cool manifesto, like a cool... Just a cool sign-off, I don't know. I failed. There's been a lot of failure tonight, a lot of failings. But such is the way of a Sconchulous stream. I'm not the most talented streamer. but I've got heart and passion, you know? I put myself on the line. I talk about what... We talked about some weird stuff tonight before Zero showed up. I have ways. How mysterious. Okay, they've got Fergarath and Sneasler. I'm back in stream chat. Hello, Zio. This was a sick stream. We mostly lost at Pokemon, so I appreciate you providing a distraction from my bad gameplay. Oh, we lived. Hell yeah. Please don't. White Herb. Damn it. We lose. During the parts where I wasn't paying any attention to the game, we were doing really well. And then when I'm like actually here trying to pay more attention, we're biffing it. I should be able to one-shot Sneasler, right? If they don't outspeed me and... They used Trick Room with Sneasler out? That's so random. I guess they're probably going to switch out Sneasler. Kage will die to Psychic. So the correct move is to Blizzard. Damn it. Sash's comment, I always try to pay attention. You're right, the Sneasler probably had Sash. I play Sash on my Sneasler. It's way better. No, they already White Herb. We know they had White Herb on Sneasler. We lost. Alright, we'll do one more to try to end on a win because, you know, I don't want to end on, like, this double loss streak where I was an idiot. And, you know, I'm still feeling energy from the conversation. I want to wind down a little bit. Or maybe we just... I don't know. Do we end now or do we do one more? I feel like it is only right to do one more. Like I always frickin' Uno Mas. Uno Mas is the historically accurate way to truly carry on the tradition of Uno Mas is to stream properly. Okay. Oh man, they've got that stupid thing. Okay. This combo's so annoying. Typhlosion, I think, is faster than Basculegion. I think... So anytime you see fucking Typhlosion, they're playing Scarf Typhlosion with Eruption to try and hit you with the strongest spread move, turn 1. We're probably screwed. Cinco de Mayo is just around the corner. Oh my gosh, Drinko de Cinco. I'll have to get back in the teenage spirit of testing my alcohol tolerance, which I know is low, so I don't need to test it. I can just have one beer and be on the floor. Okay, it takes 2, but if it's like like often I drink like a big long boy or tall boy or whatever they're called, and I am just like sloshed immediately. I cannot keep up with any drinkers. That is not my talent. Your birthday's at the end of May. Happy soon. Happy soon special day. They let the timer run out. That means they're bringing all 4 of the first 4 Pokemon, I think, in that order. Sorry, I don't know the proper drinking terminology. When my friend brings me one, he's like, here's a tall boy. Or here's a long boy. I don't remember what he says. I think he says, here's a tall boy. And it always sloshes me. A birthday stream? How fun. Okay. Oh, I can Aqua Jet. Yes. That's 1,000,000% the move. Getting sloshed is crazy, but it happens. I'm just, like, not lying to you.
Would you rather I lie and be like, I'm so good at drinking, I can drink like 5 beer? Would that impress you? Okay, we played around Eruption. I carefully considered my options, and they were the right choices. Let's see if Blastoise does like no damage, but maybe he kills. Hell yeah. And their Scarf, they got no other plays. They're not even trying to switch out. Yeah, it is Scarf, okay. Basculegion is faster, that's important to know. Learning! Still learning. I have a way to beat this combo on my team. I thought I didn't. Yay. 200 shots of tequila. Intravenously. Like, I'll get over my fear of needles just to shoot alcohol, I think. I think that's a good idea. How many big, long boys... You know what? When you quote me out of context, I have fully realized how insane I sound. Drinking a bit, like... Honestly, taking one long, tall boy is pretty good. I'm glad that there is some approval of my drinking talent. That I can take a big, long boy and fully, imbibe it. Trying to think of not sus ways to say these things. But when it comes to me and long boys, there's always an issue. It always goes badly. Frickin' one of my best memories of drinking was at my grandparents' house. When there was just like an excess of alcohol around and my mom was like, you guys can get drunk, I guess. It's okay. Everybody does that at some point. And we went and got out on the roof of the house and we had roof beers. It was awesome. There was like a little window that we could climb out of. So we opened the window and we climbed up on the ceiling and we could like appreciate all the nature up in beautiful Sisters, Oregon. All homey up on top of a mountain with trees all around. It was absolutely beautiful. A great memory, but definitely one of the most dangerous things I've ever done, probably. Drinking beers on the roof. I'm lucky that it went as well as it did. And all of us were drunk. I was like, my sister was there, she could have caught me. I don't partake of the alky. I really don't drink much either. But I have had these 2 situations where I have drunken, and it was awesome. In these 2 specific situations. Or, was it 2? There's like 1 situation where I've enjoyed alcohol, honestly. Usually it's not very good. I'm definitely overall not a drinking fan. I was thinking about switching him out to save him for later, but let's just make him die. Not very much damage. Super effective on the cat I hate. Okay. What do we switch into? I don't know how to... Torkoal's not that big of a threat anymore, honestly. I should have brought frickin' Ninetales. That would have been much better than what I'm bringing. Heat Wave. Okay, it was right to switch into this Pokemon. Did a lot of damage for not very effective. Oh, so a reason to avoid alcohol is reasonable, yeah. It's definitely for the better not to drink. I literally only drink socially when my friend brings an alcohol over. Just to fit in, you know? What's the play? I think I outspeed Aerodactyl anyway, so I don't need to go for fast. Torkoal's getting pretty annoying. I hope he doesn't one-shot my guy. What killed Chuck Norris? I thought that he was, like, killed by, like, a band of roving ninjas or something cool. I refuse to, like, educate myself, and I'll just assume that it was, like, he died really, really cool. Piss be bringing alcohol over to discuss the matters of Piss? I haven't actually drank with Piss. He doesn't drink that much. He wouldn't even smoke weed with... Or he did that one time. Anyway, I won't talk about that. I don't do those things. I don't do that. I'm like a very pure boy. What killed Chuck Norris? Oh God. Why would he do that? Chuck is a hella chill guy. Why would you murder that man? Well, it's an impressive feat. What with the feats? This will be used to power scale you to a much higher level than was previously thought. He wasn't prepared for your game. That's so unlike him. Let me think. Chuck Norris can grow a beard out of his beard. What does he do? What's like a cool Chuck Norris like trivia? Chuck Norris doesn't sleep. He just I can't remember them. These are like 10-year-old jokes. These are like 20-year-old jokes. Let me look up a good Chuck Norris fact real quick. Best Chuck Norris fact. Let's go to images so I don't have to look as far. He built the hospital he was born in. Wow. Chuck Norris has a grizzly bear carpet. It's not dead. It's just scared to move. Anyway, I'm done with those. Those are actually not as funny as I thought they were. When I was a child in straight up elementary school, I was totally a Chuck Norris joke fan. Bro, looking up Chuck Norris jokes did make me feel like... Well, I guess it brought me back to a young old days. Made me feel young again in a certain way. But it also made me cringe a little bit, because... Like, the image I saw was like he pulled an apple off an orange tree and made lemonade. Oh, dang. Oh, wait, that's like the ultimate classic Chuck Norris joke. He doesn't do push-ups, he moves the earth. That's like the most iconic one, yeah. If Chuck Norris and your mama, Yo Mama, sorry, I gotta properly pronounce her name. If Chuck Norris and Yo Mama ever met, it would like be world-ending. Who could possibly be more powerful in that situation? Oh, I hadn't used it yet. Okay, let's... Who do I got in back? I only have Blastoise left. I don't think I can beat Garchomp. Okay, let's play a little smarter. To win this, I would need to live this heat wave on Gengar. That's the only way I can win this. Yeah, and it'll work if it does, if it happens. I don't think we live it. Nope, not even close. We do have Fake Out again. That's pretty massive. Can Darkest Lariat Fake Out do the job? There's like a very small chance we win. And then I think we can outspeed Torkoal and finish it in one turn on the next move. I think we might have this. If not, I need to invest more in my Sin's attack. I don't think he does that. I don't think he does 31. That's way too much. Come on. Yeah! Hell yeah. Okay, now it comes down to if we live this heat wave. Avoided! It missed on both of them! That's crazy! Oh, hell yeah! Okay. I kind of want to double protect to get back some more life off of leftovers. That was crazy. That's such a good kill to end this on. I learned a lot. I got a lot better at Pokemon over this stream, I think. The line is good. It was a good line. We got lucky. Really fully thinking that out paid off. And we got so lucky on the double miss. Oh my god. Yes. Okay. and we're faster than it. It might be able to kill Incin, but it's not going to kill Blastoise. Dude, Blastoise is good on this team. He's so tanky. That second fake out user was such a good change. Hit him with the Twisted T. Emoji attack. All right. Oh, I should have... that makes sense. I should have had Incin attack. You're right. I didn't think about that. I should have just had Blastoise protect, and then Incin could have attacked. That makes a lot of sense. But that was a really good match. The matches where we got Perish Song off were awesome. This match was especially awesome. Torkoal is like 30 speed. It's like the very slowest Pokemon in the whole game. Or at least in Champions. This was a fantastically fun stream. GG to you, Zed. Thank you for coming out and for being like a Pokemon player. Like, I can recognize that you've got the knowledge. I think it's very likely that we're going to play this game again in the future. Next week we might play the Vampire Survivors card game. I need to get a little more practice at it and get like actually good at it. But that could be fun to play. Otherwise, maybe next week is Mega Man. Maybe Battle Network 3. That's been on the horizon for a while. You guys are always free to request games, and it's very likely that I'll play them. And then at some point, we got to play the other game from the Bad Bitch Blasters devs. Because they followed me on Twitter, and their game is cool as fuck, so I want to play the other one. So who knows what next week's stream is. We'll see. This was an awesome stream. Big thanks to Zionis for podcasting it with me for a while. Thanks to all my chatters. Zed and What, you guys are the best. I hope everybody has a good night. A very informative stream is a successful stream. So this was a fun one. If anybody wants to play Pokemon with me, shoot me a DM or post in general, and I'll play around a Pokemon with you. The Zio podcast slapped. I'm happy that it went well. So yeah, thank you everybody. As always, please like the video if you liked the video. Subscribe if you subscribed. Once again, I'm Scomptulous, and I'll see you in the next one.